All of the Zell information.
Ladies and gentlemen, top of the morning to everybody. How y'all doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. My goodness. It has been a massively busy Sunday. And as this
Let this soft mineral melt in your mouth to rebuild your gums and teeth and never need a dentist again. Did you know there is a natural way to regrow teeth and gums that only 3% of the population even knows about?
Yo, can y'all hear me? Y'all should be able to. I was thinking y'all could hear me the whole time. My bad. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's your brother Bolo Vienna. We here in the space again. Like I was saying before, I thought you guys were hearing me. It's been a busy weekend this morning. There's just two things that I want to, highlight. One of them is of great urgency. I have been charged and tasked with Andre Stevens on the Partner Draw TV. I was directly charged with making sure that we highlight this story. I must tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen this story already, then get your tissue, man. Get your tissue. Trust me, it's heavy. It's really heavy stuff. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's really heavy stuff. Shout out to Andre Stevens. Love the new, setup. You know what I'm saying? Elevating the platform. That's always something that, people that really have a passion for what they're doing is always going to do. And I appreciate what he's doing over there. You know what I'm saying? And it's for the people and all the other vloggers, man. Hot Out the Press, Talk Your Mind TV, Mystic Sensation, Carlos, Jamaica Carlos, everybody. So I want to say salute to him and salute to the platform. All right. Let me get into this. Like and share the video for me, ladies and gentlemen. Like and share the video for me. Oh, I forgot I'm supposed to be live also on the other platform. Let me set it up. In the meantime, you're gonna go and rock out like this. I'm gonna rock out like this in the meantime. Get the people in the house, Get the people in the house. It's early, a lot of people don't see me live, so like this. I'm not gonna say that. Is it this one? No. It's this one. 347. Yeah, here we go.
Oh yeah, Marky G say, take it easy.
What happened? What just happened?
Oh yeah, Marky G say, take it easy, he will do the work. You don't have to worry yourself. stress yourself. No, he said, take it easy, he will do the work. You don't have to worry yourself. You don't have to stress yourself. No, Marky G, higher time. Where does start now? Put in the word now. BNP, then let the time come. Pull the fist out. We have the hand now. BNP, market time now. Them never know we coulda come back then. Market dream, bring back the place now. Everybody in a unity. Time come round Jamaica vote for we. Step out and vote for the BNP. We want leader like Market G. What a man, full up of integrity. Market get the feel, Market get the free, Market set free. Jamaica, how you doing? Marky G say, him say, Marky G say, no matter worry yourself, him a go work for it. Just relax yourself, him a go do it for it. Oh yeah, Marky G say, take it easy, he will do the work. You don't have to worry yourself, you don't have to stress yourself. No, he say, take it easy, he will do the work. You don't have to worry yourself, you don't have to stress yourself. No, Marky G, higher time. Where does start now? Put in the word now. BNP, then let the time come. Pull the fist out. We have the hand now. BNP, market time now. Them never know we coulda come back then. Market dream, bring back the place now. Everybody in a unity. Time come round Jamaica vote for we. Step out and vote for the BNP. We want leader like Market G. What a man, full up of integrity. Market get the feel, Market get the free, Market set for relaxing with the team. Oh yes, with the team. Market G said, take it easy, he will do the work. You don't have to worry yourself, you don't have to stress yourself. No, he said, take it easy, I will do the work. You don't have to worry yourself, you don't have to stress yourself. No, I disappear, be time. Come back, and it's a greatest time now. Come back, for the fix and follow. Time up, yeah. I disappear, be time. For the fix in the air and follow. Time come, everybody to shout out. Time come, yeah.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's your brother Bolo and now we in this space again.
I'm gonna do it for you. Oh yeah, Marky G say, take it easy, he will do the work. You don't have to worry yourself, you don't have to stress yourself. No, he said, take it easy, he will do the work. You don't have to worry yourself, you don't have to stress yourself. No, Marky G, higher time. Where does start now? Put in the word now. BNP, then let the time come. Pull the fist out. We have the hand now. BNP, market time now. Them never know we coulda come back then. Market dream, bring back the place now. Everybody in a unity. Time come round Jamaica vote for we. Step out and vote for the BNP. We want leader like Market G. What a man, full up of integrity. Market get the feel, Market get the free, Market set free. Jamaica, how you doing? Marky G say, him say, Marky G say, no matter worry yourself, him a go work for it. Just relax yourself, him a go do it for it.
Well, I mean, you know, say I saw you load. You have to turn them back down. You load, you know? We're not going this morning, ladies and gentlemen. But I mean, I want samba mood. I not tell no lie. I can't come to you with the energy if you say, boy, I feel good to me alive. I thank God to my mother healthy. I thank God to my father there same way. My brother, my sister, them, my family, them all over the world. But my heart is heavy, ladies and gentlemen. My heart is heavy. I want to say welcome to the people on Bolo VNR 2.0. And I also want to say welcome to the people on Bolo VNR Clips. Alright? Welcome to the platform. One of the first things we're going to cover real quick before we get into the substantial topic why I'm here. Pastor Peter Chambers released a video yesterday, so let us hear what Pastor Peter Chambers has to say. This one is for all Jamaicans, home and abroad. Alright, wanna tune in Let's listen to what Pastor Peter Chambers has to say, ladies and gentlemen. And Pastor Peter Chambers was at the conference last night in St. Anne's Bay. He was the one that, gave the devotional aspect of it. Short and sweet, you get me I say, and powerful as usual. I have that video up on my platform by itself, so you guys can go check that out. With the pastor if you missed it. Alright, so let's see what Pastor Peter Chambers has to say here.
A blessed morning, one and all. This is your apostle, Elijah Peter Chambers, once more with a pounding word. Hallelujah. A harsh one and also an intriguing one. And my topic this morning, my story, put behind bars for speaking, thus said the Lord. And our theme, born to win. Hallelujah. Winning is my nature. And I want somebody to understand what is happening in the land of Jamaica. We see where the election has been sabotaged because the prime minister recognized that he's not in favor. And though he has told the elections, the by-election, the election in 2020, and the machinery that they are trying to use to get themselves back into power. But the nation is crying. The nation is bleeding because of its leadership. Only the hungry belly laborites and the religious political laborites, because they are Christians. If you notice, I can't understand. You say you're a child of God and you can't see the evil, regardless of all the propaganda that you all have said that we have brought against you, and we see the evil upon the land. The land is going into destruction, broad road. Young people are dropping out. Young men are being killed by the security force. The prime minister have given the JCF and the army the green light to eliminate. Remember, out of the mouth of the prime minister, he declared out of his own mouth that he will be sending the citizens, those that are in criminality, back to their maker or to the judge. So it is declaring that there is an objective of elimination. But over and over you see the young men. Why are you killing out the young people? Why are you killing out the young men? Can't you implement a rehabilitating system that you bring these young men, coach them, counsel them, and lead them into prosperity and productivity instead of eliminating? Too many police in this land is eliminating. It is blatant. Where is the constitutional rights of the nation, of the citizens of this land?
I have to say, what the pastor talk about this is a great suggestion, and I want to echo that same push as well. Why is it that the government and the minister of security, Horace Chang and Andrew Holness, is not seeking for rehabilitation? Why is it that they are saying stuff like this? Listen to this. Listen to this short clip.
Either meet a judge or meet your maker. Our prisons and police lockups are fully populated. I do not train my police to lose. We have the superior training and firepower to ensure that we win every time.
Wherever they go, we'll find them and we'll bring them in, one way or the other. Whether we bring them in the pickup that come behind us in the car, I don't want to come on a stretcher, it's their business. I don't promise that, right? But we'll find them and bring them in.
Either meet a judge or meet your maker.
See here, that's how the pastor talk about, ladies and gentlemen. Those sentiments from not only the minister of security, but also his deputy prime minister, the prime minister, and the commissioner of police. Those are some of the most highest ranking officials in our country that is uttering these things. Let's continue.
And then you're crying out you want third term, you are your hungry belly labor rights. This is a system that you want to live under. However, what I want God to do, the very evil system that this government have implemented, I am asking Lord to let it backfire on you. Let the very system begin to kill out your son and your daughters. Since you say them, they're not keeping the law. Because all you type on, follow the laws. We look at even the traffic. Listen, it is affecting me. I'm a trafficker. I use the roads of Jamaica on a regular basis because of ministry. There are times I'm in Kingston, I'm in St. Catherine, there are times that I'm in Clarendon, Manchester, St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Hanover, Falmouth, St. James, St. Mary, Portland. It was a few weeks ago, I was in St. Thomas. You know, ministry brings me all over. And then the ticket system, it is getting to my head. Because these police, they're out there not because they want to give a ticket, because you violate the laws. And that is what the hungry belly labor rights need to recognize. Because your kingdom is in rulership. You don't care what. It's me, I ask God to make it backfire. Make the same police go kill off uno sons and uno daughter. And then when uno start ball, then uno will recognize that evil is upon the land. Jamaica is going down destruction broad road. Jamaica is in trouble. I don't know if you see it. Listen, this is not a political thing. Because some of you seeing through the political eyes. Your labor rightism and your socialism. And your NDMism. Or UCI-ism. Listen, Virgin, we have to come out of that. We have to come out of that. The Guyanese nation are at war because of a teenager who was killed, and this has caused an unrest. The Prime Minister knows the nation wants him out. Listen, the people of Guyana, they came together to get justice. Look at the amount of young ladies, young men who have been missing since this government came into power. And then you are saying that crime has decreased, yet there is constant murder and shooting. What do you want to prove? The people in this land are dying out. The hospital system is a death zone. Nobody wants to go into the hospital, because once you go into the hospital, you are going to experience death. The doctors don't want to check you out. The nurses, everybody watching to see you in your grave, in your cemetery.
So the man never tell a lie. This is it's just the truth. Christopher Tufton, Andrew Honest, is the truth. You understand? Yeah.
So the health system in this land is atrocious and destructive. And then you're saying that you're doing something and you're causing prosperity to the land of Jamaica. The people of this land, especially the hungry belly laborites, I presume that you're under a spell. You're under a demonic spell that blinds you for you not to see the truth. All you see is a green cloth. That's all you see. And you rather, regardless of all the evil that they have done during the 9 years of his reign, there are a lot of symptoms of corruption, tyranny, symptoms of dishonesty, symptoms of robbery. Look at what happened in the educational department. A lot of money robbed up. And nobody gave an account for the stealing of money. Political thieves. And you want this government to continue. And then you, hungry belly liberator, come talk about me false. You're following falsehood and you're behind falsehood. You are behind the Baphomet spirit. You are behind the evil. Politicians who have initiated themselves into lodge. Politicians who are grandmasters in the lodge organization, in the secret organization, pretending they know God and using scripture to trick. And then you fools coming out about the church tricking. How can the church trick the nation when we have seen the symptoms of regeneration? We have seen men who are gunmen, murderers, rapists, homosexuals, lesbians, harlots. We have seen women who were in the harlotry then, and God has changed them. The church is the only system and organization that has the ability to bring change. Jamaica Labour Party cannot bring change, because you are saying that you are building up Jamaica, yet the people are suffering. The cost of living is very high. Parents are crying out. They're bleeding in the land because of the death. We need a new government to change the systems, to change the legislation, even the traffic law. 2 tickets. I've gotten 2 tickets since this year. Can you imagine the taxi men? But I'm wondering if the taxi man are going to make uno buy them out again. Full up them gas tank with gas and give them money.
You know, I feel like say taxi man them for sue government at this point. No, I'm serious. How can you be ticketed on roads that are not good? And it's not even like the road them so bad, the government need to get a ticket. Yeah, we need to take away some of them pay. Like them not this, like 40% of them pay need to take away. 50% as a matter of fact. For use and fix the road them. Every month. 50% take out of them pay for fix the road them. How about that? What do you say, Jamaica? You not agree with me? If you agree with me, type agree. I believe that 50% of the money should be taken away from the politician them to fix the road every month. So that 300% increase of them give themselves. Yeah man, we need to take 50% of that money then. Tell me one thing. Yeah.
And then after they start crying out, we have to pray and ask God to remove this government. And listen, me not stop praying until God pluck on out. Until God remove on out. And all you're crying out, third term. Third term where? In the belly of hell. Third term what? To destroy Jamaica and to bring Jamaica into the third world order. Into the one world order. That's what you're called. That's what you're asking for.
Exactly.
After all that you have done.
That is exactly what they're asking for. And you have the mad people where they are talking about, we are advocate for this madness. Them don't even know, so them are walk themselves and the rest of the country in our eternal trap to hell. I talk about third term.
You have abused the church. You have abused the prophets and the servants of God who have spoken. You lock them up. You shut them down. You send C-Tac for us and lie on us. You tried to muzzle us and to silence us with your legislative laws. Look at what you do. What you did. You used the law to close the mouth of the politicians and the nation. You placed a gag order. The cybercrime law, you were the one who implemented it, not Marky G, not Mark Golden. You. All of these laws that is affecting the nation. Look at the gambling. Are you over years? I'm 48. I know gambling never usually go on past Sunday. And since you come in a power, you legalize. You gave them legal rights on a Sunday, when Sunday was a sacred day, and you fought.
Pastor knock him with that one there. The Sunday thing with the gambling. Why may I tell you? Jamaica did have a reverence for little Sunday still, me not lie, but we don't have it no more, sir. And then dash with that and fling with that. You understand? Dash with that and fling with that completely. Tell me one thing what Pastor have to say, and remember people. Hey y'all, please remember to hit the like button. I know y'all come in sometimes and y'all forget, but the main thing, man, y'all gotta hit the like button, man. That's right. And share the live stream. Come on now. Stop playing. Support.
There you go.
Like button is free, you heard? Hey, and remember that the donation links are there as well. We got the PayPal, the Cash App, alright, and the Zelle information is pinned. Also in the description. Alright, so let me know what y'all think about what the pastor had to say. Alright, let's continue. Let's go. Alright, big up Pastor Peter Chambers. To the substantial piece. My God. This one is gonna be heavy. Feel the burden already. I'm not telling you. Feel the burden already. Yes, so good day, ladies and gentlemen. It's your brother Bolo here. Andre Stevens from Partner Jar TV had a very powerful story last night on his platform. I was charged to also highlight the story. After listening to the story, I have a feeling of numbness. Because Christopher Tufton is coming out to say that there isn't a crisis in the healthcare system. Well, if this story does not highlight the opposite of that, I don't know what will. And if the people of the country, you the citizens of Jamaica, continue to accept these utterances from a Christopher Tufton and Andrew Holness, where the realities of the people of Jamaica versus what they're saying, they say we are prosperous and this is a country of prosperity and fiscal prudence and discipline, and Jamaica is the first for this and the first for that, and Jamaica is in the best state it ever been, and you have people, reaching, you have people texting my phone, you have labor rights texting my phone saying this type of nonsense, right? That I don't think you live in Jamaica. If you should, I don't think so. You talk nothing but about the government, pure bad things, and there's a lot of good things. And I'm saying, where is the good things? Where's the good things that is happening in Jamaica? Please explain to me. Where's the good things? Well, even if there's good things, let me tell you something. There's no way you can fix a problem without identifying it. So let's go to this story, because this is a problem. This is a problem. And time come now. You understand? Listen to this.
Producer, can you let the mother join me tonight? I want Jamaica to hear. Good night, mommy. Can you turn on your camera, please?
Hi, Andre. Thanks.
Good night, Miss Kenisha.
Yeah.
You called me last week asking me for an attorney.
Yes.
But can you tell Jamaica tonight what happened with your son?
Okay, so let me start from in 2022. He came home. He was home complaining of like a pimple on his left knee. He plays football.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, he's touched.
Tufton said that the healthcare system is not in crisis, brother. Not my word. Not my word. The healthcare system is not in crisis. I believe Andre even played it, but I didn't even want to go there because it's just going to upset me. So make we hear what the mommy have to say. You understand?
Last week.
Ryan
Asking
Campbell,
me for an
salute to
attorney.
you, my brother. Salute.
Yes.
But can you tell Jamaica tonight what happened with your son?
Okay, so let me start from in 2022. He came home. He was home complaining of like a pimple on his left knee. He plays
Yes.
football.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, he's touching it, saying it's irritating him. I told him, don't touch it because he may get infected.
Mm-hmm.
I initially took him to the doctor when he started having difficulty walking. And the doctor said to me he could give him an injection or the pill. So I said to him, I know the injections will work quicker as an antibiotic. He was more sympathetic to my son, who said he was afraid of needles. So he prescribed some pills, antibiotic pills for us, and said to come back within 2 days, which was a Wednesday.
Yes.
When we went back to Friday, his knee was badly swollen. I had to lift him up. The doctor then called an ambulance and we went to KPH. So it was KPH first. We got there at 2:30.
Yes.
However, we went through the emergency section and he was admitted at 8 o'clock. So we're there for hours before he was told you're going to admit him. When we got to the ward, yes, the surgical team was right. It came right away and they did the treatment. I guess all the needles he could get that night. The first doctor that addressed him, I think, was still in training because he did not know where to put the needle. He put the needle on the wrong side of the foot. And he was...
Mighty God.
Ball out! Whoa, yo, yo, yo. We need help, Jesus.
Allegedly, the doctor or the practitioner put the needle on the wrong. Brother, who you are doing that, Jim? When Christopher Tufton, the healthcare system in a crisis. Let's continue.
Aggressive. I guess I'm saying if you can be sympathetic or empathetic when you're doing the treatment. So the other doctor came, was a resident, told him it was the wrong area. He did that. Anyway, he did a surgery the early Saturday morning because it was a Friday. So he did surgery Saturday morning and they said it washed out. He had to go back to Tuesday because they said it wasn't done properly or there's more, pus there, stuff like that. So we did that. And while he was going through the treatment, there was some stuff that happened that if I wasn't monitoring him, maybe he would have lost his leg from that time.
Wow.
Because at one point he started telling me that he was itching. I thought it was mosquitoes because he said the mosquitoes were big. I found out that they changed his antibiotic because I was basically monitoring him. I was there every day. And I said to the nurse, he's having a reaction to the antibiotic. And she said, no, everybody has to get that. So I said, no. She was referring to the blood thinner, the heparin. So I told her, no, he just got a new antibiotic and his skin, he's dark skin and you can see the rashes on him and stuff like that. So I told her to talk to the doctor about it and I'd rather they change it. She did not talk to the doctor. I wasn't aware at the time and then I realized a couple of days later he started to drain again. Wow. So when the doctor saw that, he was like, oh my, he's getting osteomyelitis, he's going to have to drill the bone, stuff like that. So the consultant wasn't there. I'm going to say something, Andre, I don't know if whatever. What I noticed there were young doctors, a lot of stuff that they were doing, they were taking pictures and sending it to their boss.
So you think they were experimenting or they were in...
Well, here's the thing. The team was available for you to speak to, but the consultant, I don't know how busy he was or what was happening. He wasn't there all the time. So their method of communicating with him was via WhatsApp or phone calls. So a lot of that was happening, and he would guide them from there. There are times when he come in and he would talk to me, very courteous and everything like that. So I appreciated that they were always available for you to talk to them. But after the second surgery, I said to him, Doc, could you brace his knee for him because he don't need the surgery, don't have that strength anymore. And he looked at it and he thought about it for a bit. And then he's like, he'll be fine.
Yes.
Turned out that wasn't the case. His knee started to deform. So had he braced it, he would have had that deformity. So when he's walking, he started to deform. When I took him back to the clinic, I didn't get to see the consultant. I spoke to the resident. He said to me, he's not doing anything about it. I said, why? He didn't give me a response. I went back on another clinic visit. He said the same thing. He said when he become a man, he can break the leg and put a metal plating in it. Wow. So I said, why would you want to do that if he's young and it can be corrected? No. I went to the office. One of the admin there tried to call the consultant. He answered the phone. We don't know what happened after a while. The communication went off.
The man thought about it and then decided against it. Allegedly. According to the mom. And that's not even the worst part of this, you know. That was a deformed. Deformed. I want you guys to pay attention to all of the details of the story. Alright? Just pay attention. Write it down. Be like an investigator. Write it down. Okay? She told him that. They decided against it. And then it went bad. Just write it down.
And that was it. So when I took him back to this next clinic visit, I said to him, Doc, something is really wrong. He didn't come in with his foot deformed like this. What are you going to do? He looked at it. He did say to me he was very tired because he has not gotten any rest from June. And this was in December 2022.
Wow.
And he's been working basically every day. So I did say to him, I said, yes, Doc, you're very tired. He said, yes, and there are over 200 patients in the clinic that day, and they were short staffed, probably about 2 or 3 doctors working.
So according to the lady, the doctor admitted that he has not gotten any real sleep since June. So now what name? What that guy the name again? Christopher Tufton. The healthcare system is not in crisis. This sounds like crisis to me. It sounds like crisis to me when you have allegedly doctors that are overworked, that is performing surgeries on people. When you have people that is quote unquote them just start the job and probably overwork themselves and allegedly sticking the needle in the wrong knee or the wrong side of the knee. Doctors so tired that allegedly the mom said to them, listen, just go ahead and brace that knee because I think it's best. You know, thought about it, maybe because he was tired, decided against it. You know, tiredness can do that to you, you know. So, Christopher Tufton, the healthcare system is not in crisis. You still think so?
Yes.
So he sent for an X-ray, and I did it. And then I took that result to his other doctor, and that doctor referred me to a specialist. He's a well-known sports specialist. So when I took him there, he looked at the X-ray and he said to me, yes, they did a pretty good job in terms of treating the infection. However, based on the type of deformity, my son's foot cannot stay like that because he's now having what you call a bow leg, and it's gonna get worse. And because it's unbalanced, he's trying to like lean, his body's walking like lean to the right. And I was concerned about scoliosis or effects on his spine, stuff like that. And he was kind of walking with like a kick, you know, him walking and kicking. So he said to me, he's not doing those surgeries anymore, but however, UWI has a team of doctors that specializes in this. So this was in 2023 January.
Yes.
So we got a referral to UWI, and that is how we started the journey there. When I went to you, the same junior doctor from KPH was there, and he said to me, what are you doing here? I said to him, we'll soon find out.
Oh.
So when we went into orthopedic and he looked at the X-ray result, he was like, oh, he knows he's what I'm talking about. But it's a different team of orthopedic surgeon persons who look at it. So we went to a section of the clinic they call the Elizarov, right? And they assessed him, we spoke about it. They said they were going to do surgery of the tibia. The consultant surgeon was concerned that there may be like dead bones, but he said he didn't want to go back in the knee. So we did a series of ultrasounds to see what happened. The first surgery was supposed to be in August 2023, Andre, but it was put off because they said they did not have access to some of the machinery that they were to use for the surgery.
Oh, Lord.
Right. So I think in 2024, I got a call like the Thursday, and the doctor was saying to me, bring your child to the hospital for admission. So I was like, just like that, you didn't give me any notice and stuff like that. I was having some challenges with this surgical company. I don't know if I should call the name. They supplies orthopedic stuff.
Ball out everything, lady. Ball out your pitney dead. Ball out.
Okay. So we got a prescription from them to go to Surgix to order some items. When I checked in with them, I asked them if they took accept health cards, health insurance. They said no, they don't. No, the cost of the items were $252,000. I even called the Montego Bay office to find out, you know, if it's the same thing, and they said they don't accept insurance. So I said, how long have you been busy? Are you new? They said no, about 6 years. So I went to the insurance company for my son and I said, what reassurance can you give me to say that this is going to be paid for because they don't want to take insurance? This is separate from the UWI bill, which at the time was 284,000 something, right?
Yes.
And they said I would have to pay it up front and then take it from there. A cousin of mine said to me, as we're discussing, I said maybe because the insurance companies are not paying the money on time, these companies don't want to accept the health insurance. So she referred me to the Ministry of Health and said, go in and talk to them and find out who, oversees these, these incidents. And I went there and I spoke. Well, initially I wrote the email. Sorry, I think the email was the 7th of November.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got a call in December and they said the email came to the wrong team, but they're going to forward it to the correct team.
Yes.
Initially, I don't hear anything from them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this was November 2023. So about April 2024, I went to the ministry.
Yes.
They can't find the email. The email disappeared.
Disappeared. The email disappeared.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So when I spoke to the young lady there, she said to me, I was to write over the letter, change
Yes.
the date,
Mm-hmm.
as if I'm just as coming to them. So I said, no, I'm not reporting anybody. The original date stands.
Yes.
So she said, okay. She gave me some instruction what to do, get documents from in school, stuff like that. I said to her, remember, I have insurance, She said, don't worry about that. We're just doing what we. So initially, they sent me with an invoice to go to Surgics. When I went to Surgics, Surgics changed them tune. Oh, yes, they do accept insurance. They don't swipe the card. So I said, I didn't expect you to swipe the card for that amount. I expect you to do a pre-authorization.
Mm-hmm.
So after all those up and down, I remember this was October 8th, 2024. I sent information to Surgics. Surgics said they sent out the email the 9th of October.
Yes.
The insurance said that they will respond within 3 to 5 working days.
Mm-hmm.
25th of October, no response from Surgics. I called them. They don't get anything from the insurance, nothing like that. When I got in touch with the insurance, they sent me an email within 5 minutes to show that they responded to Surgics within 5 working days.
Mm-hmm.
The amount that they would cover. And Surgics is telling me they did not get the email.
Wow.
So I went back to ministry.
My ticker.
Other stuff, no, my son file went missing. They
Yes,
can't find the file. And I'm, what is happening? So as an admin there took up the matter and they were telling me that if anything were to go back to KPH, my son was afraid of KPH because of the amount of cuts he got, and there were times the junior doctor was saying, go further, cut him. So in some can't bother them cutting.
So they were cutting up your baby like a lab rat.
So the amount of needles he got and the way how they handled him, he was so scared because a patient at KPH had told me that at one point he looked at the doctors and said, one of the wickedest set of people about if you know wicked one more time. Mm-hmm. That is how he was lashing out when he was there. So he was so traumatic, he did not want to go back there. So he said, Mommy, I'm not going back there. So I said, okay, we'll continue with you. So ministry at the time said, okay, because of all this, they said to me, listen, we're going to take over this part for you. We're going to handle it, right? So I was like, okay, thank you. Now, when we went back to the hospital in December, they sent me for another x-ray because the doctor said, come March, he's going to do the surgery because he's a priority patient. Mm-hmm. We said, okay. We discussed it. He has, he's a sickler, but he's on the milder side. He has HBSC. So he's not someone who gets sick often. He's monitored by the sickle cell unit.
Oh,
and his last visit.
So he has sickle cell?
He has sickle cell.
Oh, my Lord.
So his last visit was in, I think it was January 2024. Mm-hmm. So they had given me some tests to do. And of course, he normally goes like every 6 months for checkup base, because he's in good shape, so to speak. He's one of the very healthy. And the result came back that everything was okay. His blood count was 11, which is good. No. The doctors, we spoke to them about that, and they knew that he had sickle cell, and thinking that they're monitoring based on it. I said to them, any concerns at all, you can reach out to the sickle cell unit, and if you want any information, I can go there as well, because I'm that type of person. I'm not afraid to run up and on and get the information for him, because I want it to be better. No, they said to me, of course, they kept asking if I made a payment, stuff like that for the, I said, yes, that's taken care of. And they said, okay, I need to bring proof because that has to be shown before he's admitted, stuff like that. Yes. They did another set of blood tests and they told me that we were to get some blood donated, at least a pint of blood or something like that, a unit of blood they needed, just in case. He did say that the procedure that he was doing would be minimal blood loss, but just in the event. So I said, sickle cell, of course, you need blood to help you for oxygen.
Yes.
No, I want you guys to keep in mind that the child has sickle cell. Alright? And for those who know, they know. But if you don't know, sickle cell is very sickle cell ain't no joke, man. Sickle cell is no joke. Alright? You have to really be on point to take care of yourself if you're an adult, or if you are a parent to take care of a child with sickle cell. All right, it can get really ugly. And remember what she said about blood. They told her that the blood is not it's not a surgery that is going to, a child is going to experience a lot of loss of blood. So pay attention to that. You're gonna understand why I'm saying this. All right, let's continue.
And we went in the Monday, the 10th of March. And I said all along we were discussing the TB. That's a little bit below the knee here, right there, because he said he's not going back into the knee. No, we got there about 9:30 thereabout, and I had someone to donate the blood because I bought someone before and it didn't work out, so I took my nephew there.
Yes.
We did not get any bed until 11 minutes after 8 that day.
Mm-hmm.
So we're there all day sitting on chair waiting on a bed. They said they don't have any bed. So we were there. We discussed stuff with the anesthesiologist, discussing, the risk associated and stuff like that.
Yes.
And she said to me, Dr. Sheppy, she said to me, we have no concern about him because he's very healthy. They're seeing his file, everything like that. So I was like, okay. When I left the night, because I was tired and I had an accident some years ago, so I was starting to spasm. So when I hugged in the evening and I went home, and they told me he's the first one to go into surgery the following day. I spoke to him just before they took him out. So he went into surgery at 7. Initially, I asked them how long the surgery was expected to take. They said 3 to 4 hours. If there's any difficulty, it will go like 6 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he went into surgery after 7. I decided, okay, if anything, I would go there for visiting hours just to see him. They called me after and asked me if I got the name of that antibiotic he had gotten at KPH where he was showing a reaction to. So I made my way to KPH.
Yes.
And I found the doctors there because of course I know who his team was, and every time I take him to a doctor, I try to...
Wait a minute, we got royalty in the building. The beautiful Miss Collins. How you doing, love? So good to see you. You listening in the bushes? Hey, Splash Ditchy. That is the first lady of this platform right here, okay? That is Miss Collins, one of my day one supporters. You know what I'm saying? Mad love for Miss Collins, man. Salute to Miss Collins. I don't even have my soundboard plugged in right now, but y'all already know. Miss Genesis should be here. That would be crazy. Miss Genesis would be going, oh, First Lady Collins. But shout out to Miss Collins, man. Salute to Miss Collins. The word is love. But let's continue. This story is really serious, man. Lord have mercy.
To find out at least one of the doctor's name. So I knew the team that handled him. So I found them and they were able to pull his file, and they said to me they realized he was getting a particular medication that had stopped like within 2 days. So I said that's the one, because all other medication he got, he didn't have any reaction to it.
Yes.
So when I spoke to Yui about it, they said they will not give him that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, while I was at KPH, I got a call from the consultant surgeon, and he said to me, Mother, is like there's a situation now. Surgics, he was saying we ordered part of the items apart from the metal plates that were going into his food because he was getting some rings. We ordered 10 cc cancerous chips, like a bone allograft. So he was saying something about 5. He received 5. So I said to him, no, it's 10 that we ordered. He said he knows, but only 5 Surgics sent. So I said, what? Yeah. So I said to him, why? He said Surgics don't have any more. So I was like, okay, so it means that we need to try and source the remainder. So he said to me, no, we can't source that because I'm already in surgery. I started the surgery. So I now need to do a bone graft. And if I don't do the bone graft, your son will not heal.
What?
So I'm like, what's going on? So I was
wait. So you're saying the doctor start the surgery and him don't have all of the items?
The package did not arrive until when they were in the surgery. That's what he's saying.
Mighty God.
So I want to know, because I'm not a medical doctor. I want to know, is that a normal thing? Is it normal for you to begin a surgery on a child that has what's the thing? Damn. He have what's the name of the thing that he has? I got a brain for it. I'm sorry, but what he has requires blood, and you start the surgery without getting a package of blood. Not only that, I remember specifically, well, I think that's gonna come further down, but the young man has a specific type of blood that's hard to find. And you start the surgery. Sickle cell, thank you so much, Royal Bless. Thank you so much. Sickle cell anemia. Like, you start the surgery without the blood? Is this Christopher Tufton? I know you're not a medical doctor, but you are the Minister of Health. Is this a normal procedure in the Jamaican healthcare system? Or are we in crisis? Are we in crisis? Are you saying we're not in crisis? When a sickle cell patient, a child, goes into surgery and there is no blood and they begin the surgery, the package did not reach yet. So basically, they put that child at risk. If this story is accurate, what the mother is saying, because this is a court case, if this is accurate, if this is true, they are liable because they put that child at risk by not waiting to receive the package. Let's play that again. This is absolutely crazy. I'm telling you, man.
So I was like, okay, so it means that we need to try and source the remainder. So he said to me, no, we can't source that because I'm already in surgery. I started the surgery. So I now need to do a bone graft. And if I don't do the bone graft, your son will not heal.
What?
So I'm like, what's going on? So I was beside
wait. So you're saying the doctor start the surgery and him don't have all of the item?
The package did not arrive until when they were in the surgery. That's what he's saying.
Mighty God.
You know, so I had no choice, but so I said to him, I'm going to make my way to the hospital. He said he can't wait. I have to give him a verbal over the phone. So the doctor beside me at KPIT was saying, well, his bone is good, but, you know, I'm saying there's nothing I could do. So I said, go ahead. So I was there, I went home actually, and I researched hip bone graft. And it looked painful. And I'm like, oh my God, with this is an additional stress on his body, being a sickler. So when I went up there, we're waiting. I was like, he's still in surgery, knockout surgery. About 5 o'clock, I got a call.
Yes.
And they said to me, he's out surgery now. Mother, you can make your way to recovery. So I went by recovery and knocked the door, and they told me I had to wait outside because they were busy. I was out there for a little over an hour. A nurse came out and said to me, they need a bottle of water. Mm-hmm. So I got one of, I think it's what they call 1 liter, that tall water for him.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I gave it to her, and they said, wait some more. Then they called me in, and I was able to see, and they told me to wash my hand. The first thing I saw, Andre, was his lips were white and swollen, and his face looked big, so his face swollen.
Wow.
So, but his eyes, he was open. I was like, why your face swell so? And he was like, my lip turn, him touching him lip. And then he was like, thirsty, want water. So I looked at them and I said,
no, I've always heard this. When an individual is thirsty, that's not a good sign. Especially when they did an operation. If they're extremely thirsty, it's not a good sign. If you lose appetite, it's not a good sign. You start refusing food, it's not a good sign. Now listen to what happened. What was the response here with the concern of thirst? Listen to this.
I said, where's the water I gave? Nobody answered. I had a bottle with some water in it, but I didn't want to give him because I said, I don't know, whatever. One of the doctors, I think it was a nurse or a doctor, one of them in there said, wet his lip with it. And he said, no man, I want more. So she said, you're on fluid.
He's not
Dehydrated. So he said, want more. She said, no, you're on fluid. And he said, water.
So the child is on fluid and still is thirsty. That should have been a wake up call right there. That should have been an indication right there for the. And I'm not a medical doctor, but it's just like common sense. The child is on fluid, but still the child is thirsty. Something is wrong. Something is detrimentally wrong with that situation. But let's continue.
And I said to him, can you feel your foot? Him kind of thing. But each time he's talking, he was nodding in and out of consciousness. Him nod off, him come back, him nod off, him come back. A nurse came to him and said to him, how much pain between 0 to 10 are you feeling? And he said 6. And then he nodded off again, and she said, okay, I'm going to give you some pain medication. When I looked at him, Andre, his chest was like this. He was doing like this. His chest was vibrating. So I said, I don't like how he looked. Why is his chest going on like that? And the lady, well, I don't know if it's a doctor or not, but I assume it's a doctor. She looked up at the machine and she said to me, he's okay because the monitor shows his heart rate is normal. One of the nurses was saying to me, oh, it's a warming machine. I said, which warming machine? She showed me something on the floor. I said, that's on the floor, not doing anything. Something is not right. He's breathing.
Yes.
And he was there, and then he looked at me because his voice, I guess because he was still under anesthesia, and he was like, love you. And I leaned forward and I said, I love you too. And then he said, love you. And he did like this. And those were the last words my son said to me.
Wow. Oh. Man, listen.
Right? No, I said to them, let me see the surgical area. And she said, okay, I'll show it to you because he's sleeping. And I said, yes, because I didn't want him, his eyes to open. He would sit and panic. So when she showed it to me, he had a scar in the middle of his knee. So I was like, but the doctor said I'm not going in the knee. And there was a scar to the side of the knee. And then, of course, the one at the hip side. And then I noticed almost down to his ankle, the front of his, where you call it, the shin area. There had a scar there. So I said, what happened? Why is that chop there? And the doctor turned to me. I know it's a doctor because he was on the orthopedic team. He said to me, his foot was deliberately broken because we're doing it for lengthening. So so that one foot don't shorter than the other. And I was like, okay. I stood there looking at my son and I said, Lord, please don't let those be the last words my son said. I just didn't like how he looked, Andre. And he was there. And then, of course, because I said he went back to sleep, after a while, I went home. Before I went to the ward. I was about to take the bag because I said, it don't seem like you're going to come back to the ward tonight. One of the nurses said to me, no, mommy, him soon come up because recovery call and said him soon send him up. And that was not the truth. That was not so. That was a lie. I went home. It took me like an hour to get home. So about an hour and a half, I got a call. And they said, Mommy, we just want to give you an update on your son. He's still in recovery and we're monitoring him.
Yes.
I said, thank you very much for that. Half an hour later, I got another call. And she said, Mommy, this is Dr. So calling from UV Hospital. Just want to give you another update on your son. At this time, kind of flashed to my mind that maybe he's awake and they're sending him to the ward. Her words after that were like, Mother, when you do these surgical procedures, there are risks. Every energy left my body when she said that. And then she said to me, your son woke up confused, disillusioned, he didn't know where he was, and then he became unresponsive.
Yes.
And his blood count, and she said to me, we underestimated the loss of blood. So I was like, what? And she said his blood count went to 4.
They underestimated the loss of blood. Remember what we said? Sickle cell patient. They told her that, according to her, they told her that the blood, the surgery, there's not too much blood loss. That's what they told the mother, Right? Now, couple that with the fact that the quote-unquote blood, the package was not there before they started the surgery. This is a whole mess. This is a whole mess. Pick up yourself, Splash DJ. This poor mother, that poor young man, that child. He's the one on the poster, on the thumbnail. That's the young man. That's the young man, Michael Coliasio. I'm telling you, this is a heartbreaking story. And we have a minister of health saying that the healthcare system is not in crisis. Yo, this dude really pisses me off. This is the same guy in the pandemic, and I will never forgive Christopher Tufton for this. And I don't think any well-thinking Jamaican should either. Alright, as far as I'm concerned, that man is the devil. And I'm going to tell you why. That man told citizens of Jamaica in the pandemic that if they wanted water in their pipes, which they were crying for, in a video when they visited that area that they visited. And the man said, if you want water, you first take the vaccine. A minister of health. Water is an essential thing, and we wonder why our healthcare system is in crisis. With a man like that, with a mind like that, you wonder why our healthcare system is in crisis. I tell people, that man is no different from Andrew Wallace. Right now, I'm kind of confused as to which one of them is more wickeder. Him or Christopher Tufton or Andrew Wallace. That is where, see, let me tell you something. There's people that come into my comment section and they say some things like, oh, why don't you talk about the good that is happening with the government? And I say to myself, how can I highlight good when there's so much bad? The bad overshadows the good, like this situation right here. This situation right here, is not a unique situation in the last 10 years, It's a recurring situation. Can you imagine your mother is in the hospital? I just want to ask the audience this. Imagine your mother is in the hospital and you leave her there, you go home, wake up, and you get a call the next day, sometime in the next day, not from the hospital, but from the morgue, to inform you that your mother is no longer in the land of the living. And you're telling me that the healthcare system is not in crisis. This is something that actually happened. The morgue called a mother, a son and a daughter, to tell them that their mother is no longer in the land of the living. A morgue. Not the morgue at the hospital, A dead house. An official dead house. This is Jamaica, presently, where there's allegations that ministers of government either are operating morgues or have close associates or close friends operating morgues. This is the Jamaica that we're living in right now. And they want to tell us that the healthcare system is not in crisis. I simply cannot wait. It cannot happen soon enough where Mark Jefferson Golding and the PMP takes a hold of this country and start to deep dive investigations to uproot all of the nasty, filthy stuff that is going on, to uncover all of the allegations surrounding these people, to uncover whether or not they are actually true. Because they have a saying in Jamaica where they say, if you don't go so, it near go so. I be in a big up. Charmaine King, big up. I'm telling you, it is, you cannot listen to this and don't get emotional. It is actually impossible. You are not human at this point. There's no way. Let's continue.
No, he's coming from 10-11, went to 4.
Went to 4.
Went to 4 before you realize he's, and she said he's losing blood, but they don't know where. And she said to me, he became unresponsive and they put a breathing tube in and put him back to sleep.
Wow.
So she said, how far away are you living? I said, Doc, what's happening? My son died. She said, no. She said, but he's very, very sick. He's like the 12th sickest person in the island. I was like, no, man. I said, he's dead. She said, no. I said, he's 50-50. She said, we don't use that word. How far away are you, mother? Because his heart can stop at any moment, but we'll do everything to resuscitate him. Come to the hospital, but don't come alone. So I said, my pitney dead. That's what I said to her. And she was like, no. I got my brother to take me up there. She said they got him some blood and he improved. So, she didn't say how much he got. She said he got some blood and he improved. We went there. We got there 12:15.
Yes.
We met a doctor outside. I think he says Dr. Lee is his name.
Mm-hmm.
And he said to me, he's losing blood. They're trying to find where he's losing the blood. So they're going to do an ultrasound of the abdomen. And they just called the person over to do that. Like within a minute or so, he came, said that, oh, the ultrasound was negative. I'm like, that sounds like him going nowhere. But because everything going through your mind, they took me in and he said to me, we need blood for him. So you need to get relatives to go and donate blood. And when you donate the blood, bring the receipt to show us they gave blood. So my brother turned to him and said, what are you saying, doc? If we don't give blood, him not going to get any blood. No, we're not saying that. But currently we don't have any blood on supply. We're testing blood, but we can't find any match. And this is not our emergency surgery. This is a planned surgery. I went in, and when I went in, the doctor said to me, mother, hold his hand, talk to him. He's likely to be hearing you, but he can't respond. And I'm looking at him and say, but is a dead penny dish? Tell me if you talk to, because if you're going to tell me, say, talk to him, and can't hear him, but So I said, when I spoke to the doctor, I said to her, I know I saw his chest as he was struggling to breathe, and you told me it was okay. And she said, yes, that was a sign of him struggling. But because the machine did not go off, they never took me serious. Come on, I'm a non-medical person. And I said to you, he's having like he's not breathing properly, and you're waiting for the machine to go off before you act.
No blood.
He wanted blood. He never got blood according to them until the following day.
My.
We left there about almost 2:30. When I got home, I got a call from a Dr. Fortune, who's a hematologist. But before we left, one of the doctors said to me, him being on the breathing tube is buying them time to find out what happened. So when I got home, the hematologist called me and she started asking me questions about his health, his history. At the time, I said to her, I think his steady state was about 8.5, because that was the thing I had in my head. She said she had a reading before of him coming in with 11. So she said there's something wrong with going on with his kidneys. She said she's a part of the emergency team, and ICU called her to tell her they're asking her to please fix it because they don't know what happened. No. What they told me is that he should be in the ICU. However, he's still in recovery because ICU had no bed space. So maybe he didn't have everything there, that you'll have in ICU. I don't know. So they have to be from ICU. Doctors have to be coming to recovery to do stuff and stuff. So she said to me, he needs blood. That's all she keeps saying, he needs blood. Yes. And the following day, his relative went to the blood bank to give blood. I got a call from someone from Renal telling me that he's going to need dialysis. So I was like, oh God. But I'm thinking at the moment, I guess they're finding stuff so they can find things and correct it, So I was asking her if it's a one-time thing or permanent. She didn't answer. I said to her, we're at the blood bank, we just gave blood. And she said, okay, he got some blood and he stabilized. No, I was on my way to go there. I got a call about 20 minutes later from a Dr. Johnson who said to me, mother, we have to take your child to the theater again. I said, what happened? He's swelling up. I said, swelling up where? Above the cervical area. So I said, is that the knee? He said, no. So I said to him, doc, where? He mumbled, he didn't want to answer. So I said, doc, don't play with me. Where? He said, the thigh groin area. So I said, I'm coming to the hospital. He said, he can't wait for me to come to the hospital. He need another verbal from me so he could do a procedure on my son and that will correct his issue. So I said, doc, take care of my son. Please take care of my son. No, on my way to I kept getting calls and they said to me, when I come there to come to ICU, come to the recovery area. When I got there, doctor stopped me telling me the consultant surgeon, which is Dr. Rose, wanted to see me. And so he didn't want me to go to the recovery section. So I said, why? And then I got a call, 2 female doctors. She said, where are you? I said, I'm here. They said, take a walk with me. I said, based on where they were, we had another section you could walk to go to recovery. So I went to that end. I realized that they didn't turn that way. They were going straight. So I said, what is going on? Mother, just walk with us. I said, tell me, what is it you have to tell me? Don't do that because right now I realize it's not good news. She said, doc is coming to talk to you. Did you come alone? I said, yes. So, but while we're getting there, I saw them going into a room, like a conference area. And I stopped at the door and said, did my son die? She said, mother, we can't discuss the business here. I said, no, you tell me. You're going to bring me into a room to tell me the same thing. I'm thinking, no. And after I got a call from my sister who realized I was up there and she made her way there and I told her my sister was coming. I saw a doctor was walking and talking to another doctor having a little discussion. Wow. We went into the room and they said to me I was to sit down. I said, I'm not sitting down. They said, mother, sit down. I said, I don't want to sit down. Did my son die? Nobody wanted to answer. So I turned to Dr. Rose and I said, he's dead, isn't he? And he nodded his head and said, yes. My sister broke down And honestly, it's
Christopher Tufton. Christopher Tufton. Christopher Tufton. Healthcare system is not in crisis. Big up yourself, Vanessa Johnson. Nora. ICU have no bed space. Eh? But we can buy armor trucks. Mighty God. What can go so? But Christopher Tufton said that money is not the issue. And he's not apologizing. So why is the healthcare system in crisis if money is not the issue? Huh? Guys, you see why I have the stance I have about this government? All of this to me is to me appears to be calculated genocide of the people of Jamaica. I really believe they're doing this on purpose, you know. That is my opinion. That is my opinion. I really believe that they're doing this on purpose. It don't make no sense. On one end, money is not the problem. On the other end, we cannot see the money in the system. The system is in crisis. But yesterday you're saying it's not. When you see reports like this.
like my heart stopped and come back, and I said to them, take her out of here, because she's going to break me down. And I looked at him and I was like, you know, you can't figure, you do a foot surgery, yes, you're going to tell there is associated. I said, my child is dead. And doctor was look at me. There were about 6 or 7 doctors in the room.
Whoa.
And he looked at me and he said, my surgery went according to plan. Everything, and he did his hand gestures, everything that I wanted to do was exactly how I wanted to do it. And then he did like this with his palm, his 2 hands, and said, I handed a healthy child over to recovery ICU. So I was like, but you did give my child any blood during surgery, and that's crucial. A female doctor turned and said, he only lost about 800 ml or just over a fifth of his blood. Being a sickle 100, that's too much blood for him.
Whoa.
Right? So it is then now one of the
So if this person actually said that he only lost a fifth of his blood, it's clear that they don't understand their actual job, because they would have taken into account that the young man has sickle cell, and a fifth of blood is not, you know, that bad for a healthy person, but a sickle cell patient, like, again, this is the story. These are all allegations, right? These are all allegations, but I'm just trying to follow the story, because it's just I don't understand how they can have this happen. How that person is incompetent that said that, you know. They should be kicked out of the hospital, you know. They shouldn't be there. They're not qualified. The mother more qualified right now than them, because she has a better understanding, you know, of the actual illness. So you're doing surgery, or you're part of the team that's doing surgery, but you don't understand that 1/5 of the blood lost by a child that has sickle cell is detrimental to the child's sustainability. Unbelievable.
I don't know if she's from ICU or recovery. She had on a hijab. She got up and she put her hand, both hands on the desk, and she said, Mother, your child died suddenly. We don't know what happened, when it happened, how it happened. That makes sense?
Mighty God.
That don't make sense. Right? And I asked to see him, of course, after we were there, we got a call from the registry.
Yes.
Miss Cox, because she said what the doctor said to me, it has to be investigated. A coroner's inquest is going to be needed. Police is going to be involved. The registry is going to call me and ask me if I want to bypass the autopsy.
The registry asking if you want to bypass
the autopsy and let her just write up the burial order. So I said to her, why would I want to do that if the hospital don't know what killed him?
Wait, this is getting worse. Did I just hear right a while ago? I didn't even want to stop the video. But no, what? No.
Me and ask me if I want to bypass the autopsy.
The registry asking if you want to bypass
the autopsy.
Why on God's green earth would she want to do that? In any event. Why would you ask? That was so insensitive. For one, and suspicious for two, that you would ask her that.
And let her just write up the burial order. So I said to her, why would I want to do that if the hospital don't know what killed him? Oh, mother, I'm just asking. So we went there the Thursday. My sister and I went there to say to her, I hope you guys are not thinking of doing an autopsy behind our back, right? And she said to me, no, we need your permission to do it. So we said, okay. And she said, we can't do it without your consent. She said, let you go for the file. She went to ICU for the file and she said, yes. ICU told her it has to be investigated. So I will need to go by the station and get a police officer to come and officially identify his body. Then she said to me, hold on, let me confirm with the pathologist if the pathologist agree. And I'm like, okay. She went there and she came back about 10 minutes later and said, yes, the pathologist says it's within my legal right to get to know what happened to my son. So we went by the Papin station, we gave her a statement. The police came to the hospital. When we got there, we handed her the receipt that, from the police station. She was like, autopsy is tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. That's a Friday, So we said, no. You said you needed our permission. She started to go on. We don't need your permission for this. This is a government business. And she started going. So my sister got upset. I would knock the door. I would start to say, no, you can't do that. And I said, and the pathologist would have to agree. And the pathologist will agree because we said we wanted an independent person to sit in.
Yes.
If the pathologist don't agree, what we're going to do? Me say, I'm going to roll up here. The pathologist tell me, say, me can't get an independent person. So the police officer said to me, he was calming down and he was like, Mommy, she's talking in medical terms. I don't know what medical term that she talk about. But I guess he was trying to see that things look too bad. So we went to the pathologist and she said she got the file Wednesday night to go ahead and do an autopsy as soon as possible. And she was saying the reason why they would do it quick is because crucial information probably leave from the body. So I said to her, no. We haven't gotten anybody to sit in. I will need to get somebody independent, whether them fully independent or them go work with, whatever it is, because me said this is Jamaica. We want to get somebody, on our side. So she put it off until the Monday. So the doctor was called us now and he said to me, where are you? At the point I said to him, I was at the registry. So he was like, oh, so you're not going to do the autopsy? So I was like, his voice perked up. So I said, doc, I'm in the middle of something. And he said, I'll call you back. So I said, okay. We did the autopsy the Monday, which is the 17th of March, and it came back inconclusive, cause of death pending. However, he had multiple organ failure, heart, liver, lungs, kidney, everything crashed.
My God.
And his spleen was, I think, twice the size, and I'm thinking, nobody knew that. You're there and you did not see that the spleen was collecting the blood, and they told me they did an abdominal ultrasound that would have shown, and you didn't even need to do an ultrasound to see that his tummy was swelling up.
My.
And there was also blood on my son's brain, and he did not do
Whoa, we need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help.
Exactly, Miss Collins. How did they miss that? How?
And I'm thinking, nobody knew that. You're there and you did not see that the spleen was collecting the blood, and they told me they did an abdominal ultrasound that would have shown, and you didn't even need to do an ultrasound to see that his tummy was swelling up.
My.
And there was also blood on my son's brain, and he did not do a brain surgery.
Blood on your son's brain?
Blood on his brain. So when we put it to the pathologist, she was saying like, it's not enough to kill him, but she still gonna examine it and stuff like that. So she has these samples now that she's doing. I thought it was at the government lab, but to understand you is doing everything. So here's the next interesting part, Andre. The following Wednesday, I went on the road. I didn't bring my phone because my brain wasn't there. So when I came back, I got a few missed calls. One of the number came back to Dr. Rose's private office. So I said, okay, he was calling me. Eventually, after he called me back and he said he was just checking up on me, he said, how are you? I said, I'm not doing well. And he said he can understand because he has one child and he's a son and every day I'm worried about his son. So anyway, I said to him, I have questions. So he said, talk to me. Let me see if I can answer. So I said to him, Dr. Rose, did surgics at any point communicate to the hospital that they only have 5cc cancerous chips? Because Andre, if I order something and you, even if you had it at the time when I ordered, when you're packing the stuff, you realize you don't have everything. You're supposed to reach out to me, not just the hospital. Yes. Nobody from surgics reached out to me. So I'm asking him if surgics had communicated to the hospital before. He started to repeat the question and then he switched and said, let me explain something to you. Bone from your body is the best bone to be used. So I said, yes, but we never planned for that. And that's not what I asked him. Don't answer the question. And he was like, no. Remember, I asked you and you told me. So I said to him, you called me while you're in surgery. He was like, no. That is why doctors don't bend over backwards and help.
My God.
So I said, doctors don't say that. You're going to get me upset because
Are you guys hearing this? So now the doctor is making himself out to be a hero. Wow. And to a grieving mom. To a grieving mom. A mom that just lost her child. So Christopher Tufton, Minister of Health. Jamaican healthcare system is not in crisis. I
didn't go to you. No. Remember, I asked you and you told me. So I said to him, you called me while you're in surgery. He was like, no. That is why doctors don't bend over backwards and help.
My God.
So I said, doctors don't say that. You're going to get me upset because I didn't go to you to beg anything. By the time the first payment money you will ask us 284,000 something. In December, the money went to 301,000. And on the day of admission, it was 335,625. And I asked them why I'm to pay 30 something thousand more. They said all the money I'm paying was estimated bill. Right? So it kept going up and you're telling me you're bending over backwards to help. I don't know how that come in. So I said to him, why are you calling me in the midst of surgery? He said that's when the package arrived. He had already opened up my child, and if I had told him not to do the surgery, he could have stopped it. How could I tell you not to do the surgery?
My God.
And then the entire surgery would have been in vain, right? Because he thought it was two-part surgery. I don't know what two-part surgery is talking about. We only discussed the tibia. So he was like that. So I said to him, you told me my child would not heal if he did not do the bone graft. And he said, Madam, the answer to that is correct.
My God.
And then he went on, the rings that your son got on his foot, they were free. So I said, Doctor, I paid for my son's frames. No. Do you mean to tell me you think you paid for those rings? You did not pay one dime. So I said, what ring have to do with my child? I didn't beg you with anything. The reason why he said that is because the pathologist told him I paid for the stuff, right? And those rings are given free. And by the way, you is not paying him. And in 2023, he did how much surgeries and he did not get any money.
No. I don't know why the doctor is saying this to a victim. A woman that just lost her child. He wants her to feel sorry for him because he allegedly did not get paid and you is not paying him and all of these things. What is going on, bro? What is really going on, right?
What can go so? What can go so? What can go so?
I'm trying to figure out. How is that the concern of a grieving mother? You take that up with Christopher Tufton and the Ministry of Health. You don't say that to somebody that just lost their child. How insensitive. No, you are a victim, doc. So what, is that a excuse as to why you guys did a piss poor job? Allegedly. Huh? Is that the reason why? Because you're overworked and you're not getting paid? Why even enter the surgery if you're gonna enter with that frame of mind? Hmm? Is that why you started the surgery without the package reaching, which is the blood that is necessary and vital for a sickle cell patient? Like, what are we doing? What is this? What the hell is this?
Stuff, right? And those rings are given free. And by the way, you is not paying him. And in 2023, he did how much surgeries and he did not get any money. And
What
he
is
went on to 2030.
what is it? Dr. Rose said? You will what?
You are not paying him because according to he's volunteering his time. So it's what he's doing. That have nothing to do with my child. And me my volunteer for.
Wait. So the Dr. Rose said you will not paying him.
Right, because he said he retired in 2010 and he did so much surgeries and he don't collect for them. So that was part of his conversation, and he was like, oh, you're blaming me, I am to be blamed. And at one point he was like, he know what happened during surgery, but he will not have that discussion with me because I had formed my own opinion. The questions I am asking him, I should go and ask the anesthesiologist those questions.
So I'm inferring blame now on the anesthesiologist.
Yes.
Unbelievable. Hey, Nora, I totally understand. I totally understand you wanted to take a leave of absence. This is insane. It's actually insane. Me kinda try to not have a headache right now. Seriously.
That's what he said.
Oh my God.
Mighty God.
Wow.
So your baby suffered?
He suffered. He did not get any blood. His surgery, when I got the provisional autopsy report, his surgery was 8 hours and 20 minutes, Andre. No blood.
8 hours?
8 hours and 20 minutes. So he developed a condition called rhabdomyolysis, which is serious because it's similar to persons who do strenuous activities, or you ever in a vehicle and you squeeze up and cramp, or when you come out you can't move. I now realize that that's a serious thing. So I encourage nobody to squeeze up in a taxi or nothing like that. So because of his medical condition, and not only that, and whether or not he have sickle cell, but he's more high risk. So he was in surgery for so long in one position and probably not positioned properly. He developed that condition where now his muscle became weak and a toxin was released into his bloodstream, and that went straight to his kidney. And she said they found out that he was anemic within 2 hours of surgery. When I said to her, she said nobody could tell exactly when the anemia set in because it could have been from the conditions of the surgery, but that is when they found out. So he was not being monitored.
Wow.
You can't, as far as I'm concerned, all he was interested in was doing the surgery. Nobody took into consideration his health condition. It doesn't seem like they had any discussion. They did not do a proper assessment of him to say the type of surgery that we want to do, his body can manage it. Remember, I take him to you. If he cannot do that type of surgery, let it be. We would have to work with the consequences if he had issues later on, because as I said, he could become, the bone rubbing can get infected later on, maybe get wider, affect him. However, if that was the case, it's something we'll have to work with if he can't do the surgery. So he was not properly assessed, and during the surgery, nobody was monitoring him. So when I went back to sickle cell unit to let them know what happened, and I was saying to the doctor, I said to her, somehow I think his blood count is like 8, stuff like. She said, no, mother, your son is a healthy sickler. He's always have 10 and 11. Even his result that he did in June 2024, his blood count is 11. Healthy child, and that's why they authorized the surgery, because they got his health information. However, because you're doing a surgery, even though he's under anesthesia, he's not feeling the effect. His body is getting those struggles, those pressures on his body. Nobody monitored him. No blood in surgery, and when he came out of surgery, recovery, didn't have any blood either. So it's when his heart gave out.
Whoa.
That is when they were now running up and down trying to get blood. Nobody had any standby blood for him, right? What Dr. Johnson told me too is that God Almighty cut in Andre from his son buttocks go down to him knee, What he said to what he said to me was that what they were looking for, they did not find it. So it was an unnecessary cut. Right? Them slice up my child and he's gonna tell me what they were looking for, they don't find it.
Mighty
And
God.
that is when his heart gave up because his heart could not take anymore. So according to him, it's a second surgery kill him. Now, on the day of the autopsy, when I'm talking to the pathologist, she said the nurse told her is same place on the bed in a recovery and cut him. Dr. Johnson told me saying can't make got theater. And I said, what? He was taken to theater. She said, no, they cut him same place on the bed. And they were trying to resuscitate him there. So two different information that.
People, trust me, this story gets worse. Oh my God.
So they tell you that they carry him to theater.
A second time.
And where did they operate on your child?
The pathologist said when for the second operation on the Wednesday, when they said they were gonna do the thing on his leg, they're gonna relieve pressure from it. It was done same place in recovery on the bed. He was not taken to any theater.
Mighty God.
Right. And I can tell you that I did an interview with our television station.
Protecting your kidneys.
Wanna listen to this because this is where it gets worse. Listen to this.
Said you would block them. You would tell them say they do that. Right.
Listen
and
to
I
this.
can tell you that I did an interview with our television station. And she said you will block them. You would tell them say they will sue the reporter and they will sue the station. And the administrator of UWI said she's not aware of the incident with my son. If I have an issue, I should file a claim against UWI. The matter will go to court and it will be private between me and you. I mean, I understand no private between me and you, nothing. And I don't want to keep it private because you don't know who else this might happen to. And Andre, when I contacted Surgic said them send everything to UWI. They never shot on no cancerous strips. So what the rest of cancerous strips gone?
So you're saying that what the doctors are saying that the things them short.
Surgic said it wasn't. Surgery said it wasn't short. So I've since asked for information from them. Ministry of Health has reached out and said they want that information as well. So Surgic need to provide that because I said to them up to now I haven't got the full proof from them. But they said they sent everything, right? So I said I need to know who signed for it, confirm everything that was sent, and they said tomorrow Monday they'll be responding to that email.
Mighty God. And you were saying to the reporter that if they carry the news, what?
They will sue the reporter and they will sue the station.
Allegedly, UWI said they're going to sue the reporter and the station. So not only did her child pass during this situation, her efforts to raise awareness and to get some justice was allegedly blocked by a threat from UWI. Man, you can't make this up, bro. You cannot make this up. My body feel weak. Me feel, and it's not because me not eat. Me literally feel weak in my soul. Me literally feel weak in my soul. Like this thing I drain me energy, bro. It's just draining my energy. I am angry and I am weak all at the same time. No, sir. Oh my God.
So the reporter said she no bother bring the story because she's young and she don't want nobody sue her.
So the reporter never bother carry the story.
They never bother carry the story because you will bully her.
Mighty God.
Oh.
So I went to the hospital to get a copy of his medical report, and every time I go there, this person have it, that person have it. When I went there, they told me that I would have gotten it last week. When I went last week, they said they won't have it because pathologist sent back for it. Then pathologist said them send it back to the records office. Record office said them don't have it. Pathologists have to now pull out their book to show that yes, it was sent to the records office. Then the record office is telling me, oh, is the lady from registry have it because she had to put some document in it. I don't know why every minute they're going to the file and this document this. And so all of us every minute, I don't know what they're doing. They're removing stuff, if they're adding stuff, what is happening. And up to now, we don't get the medical report. She said that she'll try and finish up. It was that Friday gone. I don't get a call. So I may have to go there tomorrow to find out what is happening. Every time you go there, somebody else have the file.
Man, she's such a strong woman. How does she hold it together? You see, I don't want what I'm going to say now be taken out of context. It's things like this why the incident in Guyana happened. It's things like this why the incident in Guyana happened. Alright? Mighty God.
Don't be surprised that the file disappear.
Yeah.
So what is the present state of everything being done?
Well, we're waiting on the ministry is going to do an investigation because they said they're reaching out to the CEO. So we are waiting on Surgics to send off that information to them because I don't know if it's a runaround they were giving either. So I eventually had a meeting with one of their coordinators. I don't know why she wanted a meeting, just to provide the information because I brought my ID and everything to show that I'm the what happened. We had the meeting and I spoke to someone there. I think it was Thursday or Wednesday, and she said that they said they'll send it off Monday coming. So I'm waiting on that, and they said to me, if I can get an attorney, I could do so as well because they're going to have a meeting with the CEO of the hospital.
So have you found an attorney?
Not as yet. I have been, checking stuff, but not as yet.
How long now you've been looking at an attorney?
Basically, the same week he died. Even at the same time, we're going to do the autopsy. I made some calls and to find out, some of them are saying that they're booked, or some person said they will call back. I haven't gotten a call back. So that's when I reached out to you and I said I wanted to see if, Mr. Buchanan was available, but I understand that he's no, because at the same time, other doctors, they're upset because when I spoke to some of the doctors, he was like, so if I go to you, for my foot, me I go dead. And I was like, doctors, he said, yes. He said, no, how can you understand? Yes, surgeries, everybody know you're going to anesthesia, but nobody was looking to say you go there to correct a deformity of the bow leg and you end up losing your life.
So he went in to correct a deformity on his leg.
Right.
And your baby end up dead.
Dead. Because they were not prepared for him. No blood, because according to the doctor, the surgery is minimal blood loss. So basically, he was not paying attention to his medical condition. He was just paying attention to the surgery. So the surgery is doing minimal blood loss and not paying attention. So remember, the person he has in front of him is a very, very sensitive. Basically, sicklers, as well, some parts say, them come like eggs. They are delicate.
Mighty God.
So he wasn't paying, when I listen to everything, he wasn't paying attention to that, because if he was paying attention to that, he would have given him some blood during theater, and recovery, whoever would have given him blood after. No blood was there. They're now telling me his blood type is hard to get. If you are now saying his blood type is hard to get, why you plan the surgery? Why are you telling me that no? Which blood is crucial to him? He started to sickle all over. The pathologist said sickled all over his body. The stress of the surgery.
My God. My God.
And he's like, I must not ask any question. And the Monday morning, I so forgot I never got the doctor name, but I know his face very well. When I saw him the Monday morning when we were going for the autopsy, I was like, Doc, good morning. The man touched me on my shoulder and just said, you'll be fine, and turned away. That's all he said.
Oh, what the doctor said?
Pat me on the shoulder and said, you'll be okay. That was his exact word. You'll be okay. And he walked away. He never even asked me how I was doing. He never even said condolence. He just pat me on the shoulder and said, you'll be okay. And he just walked right off.
Yo, I'm tired.
One of the orthopedic doctors.
Man? Salute to you, bro. I'm tired, man. This is crazy. This is crazy.
How are you coping? How are you coping?
Well, honestly, when it happened, when I heard, it's like I was in a daze for quite a while. I wonder if maybe, get confused. It took me a while to soak in. In the days following, of course, I'm like looking at him. I want to blame myself because he said to me initially, if we could put the surgery back to June, because this is his final year of school and, he has exam coming up. So I said to him,
Oh, he
Why?
wanted to do his CXCs first.
Right, and he was saying that if anything, no, he will sit out a year. Do I want him, of course, to say he continue school. One of the factors that affected me is because as I, I was home on I'm home on medical leave from an injury, so I was having some challenges with my work. So sometimes when they're ready, them pay, when they're ready, them drop them, the stuff like to frustrate you. And at one point, they were threatening to basically cut everything, health card, everything. So I was worried that if I lost the health card, I wouldn't be able to take care of him because I know I have to do a lot of blood tests, I have to do X-rays and
My
stuff like that. And
God.
I'm a single parent, so I was pushing on the financial aspect of it. Yes, I didn't like how he walked, stuff like that, but I'm saying, boy, if we not get that done within a certain time, we're in problem. So and he said to me, persons are going to look at his foot weird. So I said, you're going to a school that they know you had an injury and you're trying to correct it. So if your friends laugh at you, then I guess they weren't good friends. If you start a new school with it, that is when persons probably look at you weird, and stuff like that. So because I was pushing back on him, that kind of guilt. I went and spoke with his uncle, I spoke with other relatives, and I said to them, what you think about it? He don't want to do the surgery, maybe it's cosmetic part of it. And they too said they didn't like how he walked, they didn't like how he looked. And I said, he was like, how am I going to get to school? So I said, I've made arrangement for vehicle to take it to and from school. And then he said, okay. The doctor said when he spoke to him and said, why you really want to do this surgery? He said he told him he don't want to walk like that anymore.
My God.
So it felt away that, oh my gosh, you're wondering if you had leave it alone, he would be here,
So
And
are you blaming yourself or
I felt guilty that because of he had asked for it to be pushed back to June, I was like, oh God, he asked, he pushed back and I pushed and now he's gone. Maybe if we pushed back, I would have my son now. That's how I felt. So they were telling me, don't blame yourself. But it's kind of hard because, he's not here. And then, of course, yes, not to say that I really follow up a lot of negative talk, but there are persons that, I'm going to kill off my pitney. And these are persons who don't know how him live on a daily life, right? But I can't say push that aside because I too question myself that I wonder if, he could have stayed with his leg, but because it's not just like I run Cam go UWE. I took him to 2 doctors before I went to UWE. So I've got more than one advice. You understand? And I too am a person who go on Google and I look at you understand, and stuff like that. So yes, it's just because he's not here and he's my company. It's been me and him. His father passed when he was young. So it's been the 2 of us. So now I don't have any company at home.
so it's you alone?
It's me alone.
Wow.
And my relatives will say they don't want me staying by myself. But how long can you stay with them? At the end of the day, I don't sleep well at night. No matter the day, I find stuff to do. I will go on the road. Sometimes I walk around the place just to, my thoughts. But at night, no matter how far I go under, no matter what I do in the day, and I come home and I don't sleep, I still can't sleep at night. I still find it difficult to sleep at night. His face is the last face I see, and before I even make my eyes might close, and if I do take a look at snooze, and he's on my mind.
The lady is going through
I really,
trauma.
honestly, I really don't know.
This lady is going through trauma. You hear the inconsiderate statements that the doctors made, according to her? And I believe her. She has no reason to lie. I can hear the genuineness in this lady's voice. This lady is traumatized. She can't sleep. Man, I hope that she gets the best lawyer and I hope that she gets justice. You see, like the justice that she should get, only God can give it. But I really hope that she gets some sort of justice for this. All parties responsible that created this situation, whether by negligence, lack of good governance, I really hope that karma acts on you and your family members swiftly. I pray that the parties involved that is responsible, whether indirectly or directly, for these types of things happening in our healthcare system, I pray that God serves you up a can of karma tenfold for what this lady is going through, and others in Jamaica, other citizens. Yes, may God keep her, cover her, guide her, heal her, and grant her peace. Well said, Miss Collins. Because this don't make no sense. None of it makes any sense. I'm literally, now I'm having a real headache because of this. I'm literally having a headache.
How I'm gonna manage.
So when is the funeral?
His funeral is for next month.
You have the funds to bury him?
I've started making payments to the parlor, you know, and we'll try to see if we can finish up that early next month. Yeah.
How much more you owe the funeral parlor to finish up the burial?
They're supposed to get 200,000 more.
200,000 more?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to, students, we're going to help the mother to find the rest of the money to bury her son. Can we agree to that tonight, Jamaica? That we're going.
I want to big up Partner Jar TV. And I want to big up the viewership of Partner Jar TV. Go ahead, ladies and gentlemen, and watch that video in its entirety. Alright? Reach out to Andre Stevens. His number is there. If you wish to contribute, whether through Cash App, Zelle, or anything at all, to help this grieving mother in her time of need. Seeing, go and watch the rest of the video. I am going to drop the link to the video in the comment section. Alright, I'm also going to drop the link to the video in the description of this video that I'm going to post because I'm recording it. So it's going to be at the top of the description for you to go and watch the video in its entirety. Alright. So let me copy this. And I'm going to post it in the chat right now. Alright. Go and follow Partner Jar TV, ladies and gentlemen. Partner PDTV News Jamaica. Go ahead and follow them. Follow him. Andre Stevens. Alright. Right there. And let me know your honest opinions in the comment section. Christopher Tufton said that the healthcare system is not in crisis. Like, seriously?
Hey, who man's is this? Who man's is this?
Man, listen.
All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
My God. Eleanor said, hell really, I got hot. You can't reach the God. No, for real. Can you imagine? What I tell you? No, sir. These people are unconscionable. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, to be honest with you, that's what I came here to make sure that I highlight very, very early, because I have to post this video. I have a lot of work to do. However, if people want to call in to share their perspective on this situation, that's the number right there on the screen. If anybody wants to join me on StreamYard, I can start up the StreamYard link for you if you want to join me on StreamYard. Alright. So let me know in the comment section. For the people that want to join me on StreamYard, let me know. Alright. Miriam Miller said, may God bless you. Yeah, big up yourself for that. Respect. Alright, so guys, let me know if you want StreamYard link. Let me know so I can send you the StreamYard link. Alright. If not, I'm gonna end this thing if nobody wants to call in, and call me on WhatsApp. And the reason why I say call me on WhatsApp is because the audio quality will be better. If you call me on the phone externally and not on the computer, the audio quality is not going to be good for the viewers. You understand? So that is why I always say call me on there. Patrick, I see you in the building. Salute to you. it's another it's another what you say so? Another atrocity morning in Jamaica, another nail in the coffin for Bro God and his Santa students. Listen man, that this is beyond politics at this point. Right? But they have to be held accountable. They have to be held accountable. Right? Because you see, it's not just the fact that it's happening under their watching them. It's also the fact of how they respond to these things that are happening under their watch. Right? That is really the bad thing about it, you know. Christopher Tufton, Andrew Owens, especially Christopher Tufton, he is one of the two of them is they are PR geniuses. They know how to spin everything. And I'm saying it makes them come off to me as heartless a-holes. Alright? The way how they spin things to try and keep political traction, things that they should be empathetic and sympathetic about and act in a certain way, it makes me view them as arrogant, inconsiderate pieces of sugar honey iced tea. You understand? And I really dislike how they operate. I really dislike how they operate. The truth is not in them at all. But I digress. Oh, somebody's calling me. Hello.
Hello, good morning. Oh, good
Good
morning.
morning. How you
Happy
doing?
belated Easter. You know what? You know me I talk to you about. You did watch the Andre program last night.
I am
With the
actually
lady we
live.
lose her son up at you.
I'm actually live right now.
Jeez.
That's what I just reacted to
Jesus.
it.
Wow.
You,
Mr. I know me
you
not
hear
stop
me?
crying, you know.
You hear me?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
actually just reacted to it. I'm live right now.
Jesus. Me weak, brother. Me I tell you something weak.
For real,
Can't
man.
believe it.
It
Jesus.
cut me deep, man.
Me say my sister say she'll go up there when she hear last night. She said she not bother go up because she have the same foot problem with her knee with pain her, you know, man. So
Okay.
she not go back.
My mother
I
is
said,
literally
Jesus.
afraid to go to the hospital and have me go there. Literally.
Me say, brother, me I tell you, say, me not stop cry from last night for the lady.
It's
Me say my
dangerous.
belly button want pain me.
Yeah.
I could have wanna I can I will pick me, you know. I will pick
Exact.
me that, you know.
That is it. This is
I
why
will pick me, brother,
this is why I
brother.
get upset when I hear
Jesus.
people talking about third term loading and these things. And I look at these
Cha.
realities and I say to
Cha.
myself, do you guys have any soul? Do you have any heart?
The, them, Mr. Brother, right now, me I tell you, say, me I look for me pick them and me I say, no, we can't go to doctor again. Because we no must come home.
Me I tell you, man,
We no must come home, you know.
that's a crisis.
Yeah, you never see some, when you buy, like how somebody like buy the lotto, you know must win.
Right,
Eh?
right.
Jesus, brother, me say my head a hurt me say me not top ball. For the lady, me say me couldn't sleep last night, me I listen to the girl, you know. And the one pity the woman have, you know. I
One.
little woman company that, you know.
Yeah.
Any little thing, you know, so she talk to it like a man and woman a yard. She don't have nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Eh?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
Terrible, man.
Right now, me now, yeah, we not have money to fly, we go foreign, you know.
Thank you.
To fly out when we're ready, you know, and take
Thank you.
helicopter and go away, you know.
And
Eh?
the private place them. We don't have the money for that neither.
Jesus have mercy.
We don't have
But
the
the
money
lady
for
says
that.
she buy everything for the. Then you must imagine, say, if you're there, so now you bucket two and you say, boy, you got doctor for the two. You know, might come up, you two, you little two.
Yes.
But then do the woman be, but then do the woman is a baby. Where they do the woman baby so?
I'm gonna tell you.
Why? Oh man. Mm-mm.
Terrible, man.
I just that me say make me call it, come here to say come like me just say make me call it and feel a little better.
Alright, mama, I see I do it. Go
Me
and
say to
hold it down.
myself, say right now, every woman right now this morning should have go up on the street. Me say if me could have get this, I want even if and go up on the street and go garden, go the house where they have there and stand up out there. They don't have to do nothing.
Yeah, a real
Just stand
talk.
up.
Yeah, that's it.
Me say every right now, every woman for go because the woman them in a parliament up on the labor right side, they not business but no picnic no car plenty of them not have none, you know.
Mm.
So they no business. Brother, may I tell you the truth this morning? We feel rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. The woman in the top behave like say them a man. We are woman and we are carry the pain in our belly. Right now my belly hurt me. Cause every woman should have feel a woman the pain this morning. Every jack woman upon this world.
Serious thing.
Man, I tell you, brother, may I tell you. All right here, have a blessed
Alright,
day
mommy.
because me I tell you the truth.
Go and hold it down
All
there,
right.
man. Respect.
Me I tell you, man, me I tell you. Jesus.
Just don't make no sense, yo. When you talk about senseless, say just senseless and alive, and that's the way I talk about right this. It's senseless. Senseless. Hello, morning.
Greetings, Rasta.
Manners and respect.
Morning time.
Morning, brother.
His Imperial Majesty of the Almighty God, man. But we ask them, who is gonna stay at home when the freedom fighters are fighting? You see, they don't understand, you know, what going on this dispensation here, so. All of these people here, so. You see, when time it hit the fan and it come at them door,
yes,
them are gonna realize the green is illusion and it dry. You hear what me just tell you?
Yes, I.
That's why Bob said I feel like bombing a church. Because now that I know the preacher is lying. See, imagine me, Bridget. You in our school, and them tell you say if you spell different, D-I-F-R-E-N-T. And the teacher said, no, a D-I-F-F-E-R-E-N-T. Who you going to listen to?
Your teacher.
A teacher. So why these people here from the time this man in office are so much lie tell and none of these green people here no realize it? Tufton come out and say the health care good. The health care good.
God have mercy.
I mean, I wonder if anybody, the woman picnic with them damage or so. I mean, I listen to the sister talk a while ago. Boy, me I tell you, say she feel belly pain for every picnic in Jamaica because the way she emotional.
Yeah.
Imagine, Tufton come out and I tell you, say healthcare system good. You're gonna, you think Philippine nurse are gonna come here and work. The only people that will stay at Jamaica and work because them understand the system, you know?
Cubans.
You must know. Eh?
Cubans.
The Cubans. Because they understand love.
Yeah.
They understand love. Them is not say a communist is a bad thing, but they understand to share with one another. And that is how Castro did want his people to have love.
Yeah. You're right.
So you see, the infiltration of Siaga to demoralize and destabilize and all kind of things to make sure say none of these goes through is the same thing, the same trend. Because of Satan and God, you know.
Yeah,
the PNP are like God Almighty. And the JLP is always Satan, the negative energy.
Yeah.
To
good
stop
versus
trying.
evil.
Yes, man. To stop the forces of good, them I try. But me know say, them can't stop the forces of good. May God bless the lady. Last time here, Andre, I really reason boy, me really Bolo being I couldn't really take it.
For real, man.
You hear me just tell you?
Real, man.
Me couldn't really listen to it. But this man here, make we get deeper now. This man here about to go to rob the election, you know. And that's my plan. That's why I get to the political ombudsman.
My plan and got a white me
I just me a come because the devil always a try win, but him never cross the finish line. Never cross the finish line. And then fail to realize that a God give the devil authority to do what he's doing. Him have to ask God.
Yes.
If me go tempt the man there, or me go tempt the man there, just like Job. See? Him have to ask God permission to do it. These boys, this boy in a house, him never asked for permission. You notice he never asked for permission. Yeah. Him just said, do what you want to do. And you know when you do what you want to do, what mama do with you? When you do what you want to do, what mama do with you?
No beat you, man.
And the schooling where you get, the more than schooling and the beat where you get, all 5 days, you still swell.
Yeah.
So tell this, I don't like call him name because I never hear the man. This healthcare system and all of these things we are going to Jamaica and these green people that can't open them eyes.
Yeah.
You see when they lick them, my brethren. You see when they lick them. I'm sorry for them, you know, more than thunder. Because we are one Jamaican, you know.
Yeah.
The only problem we have in Jamaica is the green people, you know.
Yeah.
The only problem in Jamaica is the green people because Siaga never come to uplift Jamaica. He come to, you see, them after the brethren in a tour in Africa there. You see,
Patrick, when you do good, back after this. Somebody just call me a so
when you do good, them don't want to see you do good. The devil always a fight.
True.
But me don't know what this guy I do and come with him promising. This baby I know what them a talk about right so now. What they know to. The Cuban them would have make sure say the youth them alright.
Oh gosh.
Come like Jamaica. Oh, look, me don't know what to feel with after them. I want to them turn cannibal too.
Virgin, let me tell you something. You see, as you say, you mention a point, but you have to have love. You understand? And you have to have patience. For working at the field of healthcare, not everybody have the right characteristics to be in healthcare. You get what I say? It's just
because it really do take it. Yeah.
It's just the truth. Yes, it take a special mind and heart for working at the healthcare system. It's like a person who take care of children. You have to be super patient to take care of children. You understand what I say? Yeah.
Of course. Because in order to take care of a child, you know that as a big father and a big mother, instead of beat the child, remember, we live out of curiosity, even though we are so big, Because why I say that is because me want to hear what Bolo I say. So me have to go listen to Bolo, A curiosity that, You understand? And the Bolo not talk right. We not listen to Bolo, but there are some people who will listen to Bolo because they love the wrong foolishness. You understand?
Right.
Now, so me now can't come and say, boy, me know what Bolo go say. Because life, Emperor Selassie says life is like a theater. You can't know the end of the movie, you have to watch it right through. See? So the way all these people are move, you have to Mr. Korea now. the way all these people are move, them no want to hear the writing. Them no want to love the writing. You have to have love to deal with everything and the Cuban them.
Them have it, man.
Have love.
Me have to go move on because more hear where Patrick have to say about his own experience in the healthcare system as well.
Cuban doctor take care of me in Jamaica, One time I youth I grew up,
Straight.
Don't go think me couldn't understand. I say, how long did you jump out of the tree? What did you see? I say, what you say? He said, how long did you jump out of the tree? And my mother have to tell me when I say me couldn't understand. But them my foot when it broke.
Yeah, easy.
Bridging. So I love it, Rastafari. I know me can't wait for mix up that, but
Bless
I
up.
will put topic in the pan.
Me know,
Bless
man.
up yourself, Bolo.
Up
Rasta
top,
love
G.
solid.
Every time.
Straight.
Every time.
Every time.
Big up the Rasta them, man. No joke. Call back Patrick. Patrick have contribution to the topic, yeah. Oh. Yes, I.
Hello.
Yeah, man.
Uh-huh.
You hear me?
Yeah, man, I hear loud and clear, man. Not use man. Cool, Brandon Hill.
Brandon Hill in a place. Talk to me. Where you say go on now?
Yeah, go on. Me already tell you that thing already, you know. History I repeat itself, you know. The damage already done from back in days when Michael Manley introduced Jamal and self-reliance. The allegedly American employee Siago as a CIA, you know. I mean, if you hear about that.
Yeah, man. Then the documents then from the CIA and release for there, man.
And
confirm all of them things there were people in a long time.
Me can't recall as a youth when Siaga run with the Cuban doctor them, you know. That's why I said the history repeat itself.
Mighty God.
You know, they see all of the results we see we are getting now. A backfire.
Yeah, man. A lashing we are getting now.
As me tell you, say, the result we are getting at the lashing we are getting after that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, man. Me tell you this thing already. In any developing country, two things you have to depend on, and it cover everything: education and food security.
Yes,
that is the most important thing. Remember say Singapore come out here and take and adapt from we, you know. So basically back then Jamaica that boom in my youth.
Straight.
The man go look on Singapore today.
Yeah, man, Singapore up, man.
And compared to Jamaica.
And what is amazing about Singapore is that Singapore is the size of St. Thomas.
You know that me I try to tell you.
And them so productive. So why this big old island we have so much resources, namely the people, is not maximizing on its resources?
Is the same, but is American get the puppet leader like bro God. Same thing with Siago. You know, and mash up Jamal, get your get yourself educated, build people educated and plant your own food.
Right.
Because I remember, like, you see, all our seedling, like our banana beans, our original corn, our original native coconut, the American kill out that. Carbon copy thing we have right along and eating my youth.
Yo, you know, so remember one time I see some old plane used to spray the area them, man. After that, I see whole like the top of the coconut tree and jelly tree then drop off and left it stick in our ear. I can't remember that, you know.
I'm if you tell you because me as a youth, me the friend for the plane. So anytime me the plane on my bed, me run go.
Yeah.
So one white man in I think I come along low go down the freeway riverside down so down the Ginger River. And when you see me come up back straight in the sky. So say if you have any drum of water out the door, you have to make sure cover that because normally when him spray and pass, you can't see the amount of oil with upon the water. So basically do the math. Do the maths, and after that, because if you, all right, for my land, we have like a pure native coconut, so long tree, we have a whole heap of native coconut, and the whole of them dead out. Gungo, because my mother usually plant gungo, and the gungo then dead out complete. If you plant gungo to today, you might get a year or so out time. The next 2 years dead. You know, see. These are things where they mash up our original corn, you know, when you have our original corn, it is the red, our original cucumber, our original banana beans, them they dead out. You know, see, a pure corn chopping down for kill we slowly. Our organic in country fall that we usually cook on Sunday daytime.
Yeah.
You know, see, these are the things where
everything change up.
Bolo, why you believe them kill Dr. Sibi? You know Dr. Sibi?
Yeah, I know Dr. Sibi, man. Oh, yeah, so, man.
So why you believe them kill
him alone. If you really,
No,
people are gonna say conspiracy, but if you really check in at that time, the amount of people like Dr. Sebi that was mysteriously lost their lives around that time worldwide was
where you believe,
significant. A lot of
where you believe,
them, lost their lives around that same time in very, very suspicious circumstances.
no,
Yeah,
allegedly, none of the pharmaceutical get rid of him, my youth.
exactly. Allegedly, yes, yes. That is the
Where you believe that,
consensus amongst the people, right?
where you believe, where you believe them kill Gaddafi?
Same reason, man. Like how they want to
Where,
go after Ibrahim Chai,
where you believe them get rid of him, Saddam Hussein?
Saddam Hussein,
Where you believe them
the Iraqi attack.
yeah, where you believe them get rid of Malcolm X?
I same thing, brother. Why you think they get rid of Marcus Garvey? Although they never kill him, then they use deportation style upon him,
But then, but then,
infiltrate the system.
but then slow him up in a different way.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, see, why you believe
Definitely.
they never, why you believe they never introduce film thing in a school?
Yeah, exactly. Right. They don't want them type of liberated minds.
Bolo,
From
Bolo,
Hi Sassy, how you doing? Good morning.
Bolo, we don't need no high glass. We see them thing, you know, but here we go on. You see, the majority of Jamaican people are the bloodline of Kojo, you know, my youth. You know, if you know about Kojo and Nani, you know.
Yeah.
Majority of Jamaican people are the bloodline of Kojo and Siago. You know, see. You see all enough of them people who see line up in the line over the Chinese mechanic place, eh? Eh?
Go ahead, man.
It's the people who see line up in the line and go over the Chinese people over there. The blood Kojo them. They sell you out for nothing. If you see all of your family when you see all of the family we have in your yard, even if them live bad, you know them.
Yeah.
You can resolve your problem in your yard.
Right.
You know, go to door, go spread your dirty line.
Right.
Me not say we can't adapt from the Chinese them. Chinese them is very smart.
That is it.
You know, we can't adapt from them.
But why be dependent on them?
Why?
And why not protect your citizens them best interests? You can't go China go set up business.
And if all of these foreigners basically coming to Jamaica, they have an agenda, you know.
Yeah.
All of them have an agenda, but here we go on the problem we have a weak leader.
Yes. Very weak leadership.
Because if you live in your house with your kids them and you as a father don't put on your foot in anybody or creep in your yard, you know. And take away your wife too. You know, see, these are the things. You know, see, no Jamaican, but enough for me age, you're not supposed to fool in my youth. Because I see what I go on. Because back in the days when Labour Right and PMP usually fight at Bernard Hill, Stone Hill and Bernard Hill usually fight. Let me tell you, a pickaxe stick man usually called here we go on. You see, nobody couldn't go Bernard Hill, couldn't go Stone Hill.
Wow.
You know, see, and when Golden Spring, when they call Golden Spring, the humble person could have defended them at Bernard Hill. And when the Stone Hill go long to beat them at Bernard Hill, my friend, come then time the Tony Welch. I never hear about Tony Welch.
No.
Copy Tony Welch. Don't Tony Welch, they're a jungle man, and I remember say when they run from the jungle at Bernard Hill, come back. You know, see, there's a whole thing where you don't know about it. Yeah, you've lost topic, enough things you don't know about politics and something. Bernard Hill and Stone, because Stone Hill and Labour Right and Bernard Hill are the yard of comrade.
Wow.
Until today. You know, see. Wow. So back to the argument again with the Cuban doctor and the result where we have here now, what we are dealing with. The damage already done.
Right.
You know, see the damage already done by Siago and his children that is broke God.
What a
man, different. Majority of the Labour yesterday at the bloodline of Siago, then can't change the unredeemable. They're not good for your kids' future. I blighted them, them is a one got 5,000 and 3,000. They not think about them future.
Yeah. Them not think 2-3 generations down the line.
No. Short term people.
Yeah.
But the
Sad,
PNP
you
deal
know.
with,
Sad.
you know,
But
Bolo, I will have a thing for me to talk, but
but
some time.
what you said it happened to you in the hospital?
No, all right. Me did spend a month in a public. Might be have two nieces who work a public.
Right.
One over Jubilee and one over the hospital. Because what the one over Jubilee is she's accountant. And the one over the next part, a nurse. So me they go down the in 2000 and 2016, zero about. The poor circulation in my foot. Then time I have a whole per week. So me usually abuse a whole per food, pork and a whole per sitting. Me just it seem like me addicted. Then time I addicted to food. If me have ice cream in the fridge, me pass it for 10 times me have eat ice cream. So me can't come. So me have an whole per weight. So the cholesterol go.
Yeah.
So it give me a blood clot in a for short story. It give me a blood clot in my right foot. So me have to go public.
Alright.
Mr. Bolo, the pain me I feel is like some boy when I time me come at me compromise, he then cut off the foot, You know, see to the amount of pain me I feel.
Hold on there. Hey, wanna see that embrace there between Damian Crawford and Marky G at a conference last year. May I tell you say, trust me, me love the unity within the PMP right now. The man them is genuinely on one accord, brother. It's a beautiful thing to see because where we are go face, where them are go face in terms of leadership when them win. And we are speaking it into existence. When they win a clean, democratic election, no funny business, a clean democratic election, it's gonna be a clean sweep for the People's National Party. And when they win, they have a lot of work to do.
Me know that for a long
And
time.
we, as the Jamaican people, we have to stand with them and we have to work with them every step of the way. This is about the future of Jamaica. We have to get this thing set in our way where we don't want the next fox coming at the end house to come grape the country dry. You understand? Them have a whole heap of work to do. Trust me. Mm-hmm. Yes, no,
Yes. Yes, we cut story start. Yeah, as me tell you, boy, the people them, the doctor them, so the doctor them go behind me and my niece.
Mm-hmm.
They go pick up my foot. And my niece ear overheard because normally when the surgery go on foot, but the nurse them have to know, So my niece tell them say in the name of Jesus, my uncle foot now cut off.
Straight.
You know, see.
What you mean?
And then come to me, I believe on Saturday man or Friday man and tell me, so Mr. Woodstock, say we are going to send you out with medication and see if you can exercise the foot.
Right.
You know, see. And so me come out, bowl up me, I tell you, say, under my foot, but I'm still like a sponge, the time then.
Mighty God.
Couldn't walk, but here we go on a cherry garden, me work up at Jackshill for something. And if you know cherry garden, go for Sunset. We go and come back up Barbican. You ever drive that road there?
One time ever pass through this, sir.
Yeah, man, you go. This part me up on top of the all of the famous people make exercise up there. Me exercise with the whole of them. And time me exercise with Bolt there. So many time when Blake there, come out time me and Blake exercise. Popcorn, the whole of them go up the hill.
Yeah.
Me shields and me shields. Me and them walk go up a morning time. So this morning now, me say go and me have to go get some exercise. Start from constant spin. Me I tell you say Bolo, always for me reach and me have to turn back right at the golf club. So me say stop down the morning and I tell me say they might encourage me say boy walk it out man, walk it out. And Bolo, see me here. So was me cut off my foot.
I think
because there's a doctor from Guyana the last time I see my door interview, and he must say, majority of the foot will say amputated Jamaica, no need of amputating.
Brother, the man them love cut off limb, bro.
You can't deal with it, but it's because enough of the Jamaican doctor them are novice.
And the
So that's
man,
why that's why the importance of the Cuban doctor is here.
yeah.
Wanted. You know, see,
Mm-hmm.
because none of these doctors will say that they have the American mentality in their head.
Yeah. True.
You know, see, but the Cuban doctor deal with the source of the thing. You know, see,
Real,
then
man.
deal with this evil cataract and all them something there. Not Cuban doctor specialize in them thing them and you.
Yeah, man, until I say people, hey, people call me on the program, man. I don't know if you hear one brother they talk about that way, him and his wife. Cuban doctor saved them, brother. And that
Oh, what?
same sitting there, brother.
Let me
Man,
tell you,
they
man.
kill your friend.
Bolo health business come from America because that's why I made actually tell you ask the question about why they kill Dr. Sibi because the pharmaceutical get rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a money making thing, but the Cuba them deal with the source.
Yep.
But the source of, you know, see it.
First
So
of
if
all,
you
enough people need to know what don't know about Dr. Sebi is that the man claimed to cure HIV.
and the pharmaceutical and the pharmaceutical people them know and see the direction where my take.
So there and then you know say obviously there's going to be a target on that man back automatically. So when he was
like,
when he died, you know, the circumstances he did it was not surprising.
Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I see like with the British and Bustamante and Norman Manley.
Mm-hmm.
Because when they sent for Bustamante and Norman Manley over there, you know, allegedly, you know, the British said, boy, I didn't want them else Euro raise up in Jamaica like Paul Boglin. So what them all do, them all send for them and join a party down here, divide the people them. And if you understand what I say?
The man me understand what you say, man.
Divide the people them and turn them in an idiot.
You know, divide and conquer are the simplest rule of warfare, man.
And build up because they said the first party was PMP, no?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just get the people them mash up their mind. Not get them sit down like and raise up another Paul Bogle and Nanny.
Mm-hmm.
So go down there and deal with the party, PMP and GLP, and divide the people. Look on the result. Look on the result today. Look on the result today. You don't want a high glass to see. So Jamaican people mind not settle.
That's true, man.
They have the people them uneducated. Because the more the people them don't say more than can rule them. They can't talk to themselves, they can't defend. Say if you're a type of person. Why you believe them want to get rid of the blog of them?
Same reason, man.
Say the reason because normally there's alright. You see the Chinese thing we see happen over there.
Yeah.
If the blogger never come out, you know, the government didn't go over there and step down for them and realize it.
They're not that man.
And they realize why the people them no have nothing there over there.
Yes,
you know, see.
No work permit allegedly.
So that's why broker no like no blogger.
Yeah, man, that's true.
They
like if flag of them when they can buy if they put out the narrative them when they want to put out.
Like Vegas. You know, see, like Vegas, we see them go and blogger like them there. I wonder why he that one messy pan the
world. Even like call your name call for the program.
You know, see, come here, try to tell us about originally. We have, and you just talk a thing a while ago. It's when PMP come in, they have a lot of work to do. Holy.
Brother.
Holy.
You see, the problem in Jamaica, you have to fix it from the root. If you don't fix it from the root, then it don't make no sense, you know.
That's why I mean
problem in a brother. Yeah.
That's why I mean like him Demon Crawford, you know. Yeah. Demon Crawford Portland and he introduced good, give the people them good long-term thing. And the people them said they don't want goat, they want the $2,500. Can you imagine?
Can you imagine that, man? A man, you know, talk about being penny wise and poor foolish. Jesus have mercy. Mighty God.
Can you imagine? A person that give us something for your kids in future and yourself in future because you're soon dead. I got two things in mind that used to them education and the good.
Yeah.
Same like when Castro introduced Jamal and self-reliance.
Yeah.
And was then jump in and I give him money over there. They said Siago mentality.
Virgin.
And I
if you
come back.
If you man them a race goat and I work at the same time, then can use that and feed them family forever.
Remember say goat you have no hole for feeding because goat can bruise himself.
No, them just nyam cross a side of the road.
Yeah, and I the thing quick time you have two goat. Quick time you have 3, 5, 15, 20 because my niece my nephew my nephew ever go over Caymanas Bay. You ever go over the river yet? Over Caymanas Bay?
No.
Around my sister, the sister come set up her house, so my nephew left around.
I miss Genesis.
I know, so then thief 27 goat for my nephew over there.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest problems, protection in your goat them.
But you can't deal with because
normally deal with, man.
You can't deal with it, and that's a beat farm. Everybody can farm, but you have to put in strategy.
Yeah.
You know, see, and that GLP now, they don't have no farmer strategy. They say all of them killing
listen, I disagree. They have a strategy. Their strategy is to destroy.
all right, my boss. You know, see. Yep, they have strategy for sure.
No people think say I have come to the conclusion that the Jamaica Labour Party is not, the people in there are not stupid. What they're doing on purpose.
You see me I try to tell you?
They are sabotaging this country on purpose.
I feel the mindset thing that.
No, them sell out to the devil, brother. Literally.
I don't
remember if you remember when Bill Gates came to Jamaica. Around the pandemic. I don't know say everything changed after that.
Then they same to me as saying, Bolo, look around. You see more time, you see average like how we do it. And look, if you look around here, do both spiritual and temporal and see the changes, you know. I see him to me a try to tell some man in a relationship, there is no way where you start a relationship for 100%. And when you see it go down to 60% and do nothing. Till you reach the top of the woman neck. Read the red flag. Jamaican people not read it.
Yes. We wait till things, it's like our attitude towards our health in Jamaica is the same attitude we have towards politics. We wait till they reach stage critical before we say enough is enough.
Read red flag. God give you an instinct to read things because but here would be enough of we Jamaican, we not denial. Same like when a person have depression and you're telling the boy you're not depression, say no, I'm team. But you're not depression, but you're not denial. Average Jamaican people in denial, you know, say boy relationship not good, and you're still in it same way. And I say boy originally the woman nice, baby. She not nice, not going good. Move on or deal with it. Man, see the problem with we Bolo, cut up a thing. Jamaican people stop dying together. We don't dine together, but when you dine together, you and your family. If I even pass Sunday and know, say your kids, something happened to your boy picnic because he usually eat 4 dumplings, might eat 1. Something wrong. Keep meeting with him, keep meeting with your woman, keep meeting with your man. You know, see it. That is a prime minister thing to keep meeting with the people in your ear. Communication is the most important thing. And I say you're going to pick up some boys. But majority of Jamaican people are in a denial, depression, a kill way.
Yeah, may I get the next call? I know my boss.
Yes, up, man. Me I tell you, man.
Respect for your call, yeah?
Yeah, man. Me I go back in the class.
Alright, that's alright. Respect to Patrick, you know what I mean? Brandon, you know? Yeah.
VNR. Yes, in the office, my lad.
You know some live right now.
You like what? Yeah, yeah, man. When you finish it, your broadcast to give me a 1-2. What more knockings to the audience?
Yeah, man.
Worldwide, on a yard. You don't know, my lad, just keep doing the right thing because we say no distraction because they say no prom push thing or no walk in the park. Yes, and I have a thing for sure, yeah. Because you see with our little bits and bobs up across the road, Scott's Cuisine and Lounge. everything is in order, you know. I would like you present yourself because I have a thing for you, a treat for you. But nevertheless,
Okay.
do your thing, my lad. And when you finish,
So
you give me
you
a one, two,
like how
some
you're
little
live
more
right
info.
now. You know, can't talk about the place, man.
Yes, Scott's Cuisine and Lounge up by Crossroad right behind
Hold
York
on. Let
Pharmacy.
me record it.
We don't
What
finalize the ribbon cutting yet, but everything is in order, my lad.
take your time. More your detail to you people about the place. Go ahead, tell me I record it, tell me I post it.
Okay, we say Scott's Cuisine and Lounge right behind York Pharmacy in Crossroads, which will be coming soon. You understand what I'm saying, my lad?
Yes, sir.
So at the end of the day, we do an endorsement from Bolo and family, and you don't know it go already. It's a worldwide introduction. You see me as my lad?
So what kind
But
of
right about
would I say no menu on a plan to bring to the people?
you have all different type of meal, Caribbean meal, international meal, and
Ah,
there will be a bar. It's a versatility, my lad, because you're the shot now. You see this premises, it's like you remember where Boakland and Aga they have the thing on the roof.
yeah.
It's that type of setting. So entertainment will
Oh,
be in order. My lad, it's an international thing. You know, no pram push thing or no back road thing.
right.
You see me, I say no disrespect to back road, but you hear me?
Yes,
It's there. You
yes.
see me, I say. So it's a local and international because all of my it is them and business associate from them side, yeah, whether Uncle Sam, the whole brick, Bolivia, call anywhere at all, right the them reach. And the price will be right. You see me, I say, Bolo.
Yes, sir.
So at the end of the day, if I think cost £5, out on the road, we say 250. And if I want come and say them one quarter dozen, we say two.
Right.
Come son.
That is it. That is it.
Come have to keep things in order, my lad. But nevertheless, keep doing what you have to do. And thing. I may have some bits and bobs, some merch I get started to. I may make some merch reach you.
Yeah, man.
You see me say put it into the premises and thing.
Right.
Alone prosperity, my lad. We just have to keep focus.
Yeah, man.
Do the right thing, and we say no distraction. And the next thing pertaining to what going on the rock there. We have begged the man them, my lord. We have begged the man them on Mackay and Cockburn Pen, anywhere at all, Rockford, anywhere at all, Corner One, Unity. Can you see without unity? See that true word, the Wakala coming from foreign. Without unity, my lord, nothing now will change.
Yes.
And we need things to change, my lord. You guys can't just work, you alone, some on the spot and all them man there, and Andrew and man, Mr. Rattigan. You alone can't do it. Make we talk. You alone can't do it. You see me, I say, we need the assistance from the people on the ground.
Yes.
You get to me, I come from. That's why me a ball for unity from there that can no man, no play, not fly on one wing in my lad. Because
Yes.
anything go up in the sky on one wing, it must drop. You see me, I come from?
True.
John, my lad. Just bless up yourself and that's your whole lady because you don't know what's your family morals and
Yes,
keep doing the
sir.
right thing.
Thank you.
Mr. Bolo, Yankee bless out respectfully.
Respectfully, of course. General, big up
Yeah,
yourself.
blessed.
One Yankee blessing up. And we're not going to hear more about the establishment that we spoke about. Shout out to Miss Genesis One. You know what I mean? She said Fox Bolo. Every Jamaican who is born in debt. And they haven't even spent a dime. The island has been sold piece by piece. I tell you. And she also said congratulations to the caller on the establishment, the international establishment which he described. Pick up Yankee bless some out of UK, you understand? Pick up everybody. Judith, I see you over there on Bolo Vienna clips. And Henry C. Cebolo, Jamaica. Needs spiritual guidance. Yes, that is true. And all that we have to all of we have to play a role in that. You understand? All of us have to play a role in that spiritual upliftment of the country. Alright? But always remember to like and share the video. If you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the platform. Alright, my good people. Thank you so much for your continued support. I will be moving on. When I end this live, I'm still working. So I'm working while I'm live or while I go talking to the people. Work never ends. I have 4 channels that I'm responsible for. Oh, by the way, I want to encourage you guys to go ahead and subscribe to Bolo. Bolo TBV. Right? Please subscribe to Bolo TBV. And also, please make sure that you go ahead and watch the premieres. Because I know when you see a live stream 4 hours, most people not going to watch the 4-hour live stream. But those live streams are cut up for the different topics they're recording and posted. So, please, them say encouragement strengthen labor. It is a lot of work that is done behind the scenes, and when you watch the content, hitting the like button is free, sharing the live is free. Alright, so I really wanna post the link. Which link you want me post? Which link me for post again, Splash Digi? Talk to me. Which link me for post again? Cause my brain not so good enough. Andre link you talk. Now, the gentleman that just called, I want you guys to look at the screen. Alright, let me big it up. This is the logo. The logo for the Bolo TV, post the link. Okay. This is the logo, ladies and gentlemen. This official. Big up Yankee. This official. Yeah man, this is official. This is official. Yeah. This right here is all the way official. I'm definitely going to this restaurant. Oh, yes, Lord. But definitely I check in, brother. You know, I have to ask Christ. Yeah, man, one idea that me I go check in at the restaurant at this establishment. You know what I mean? Probably I'll go live too. Yeah. Alright, so I just dropped the link for Bolo TBV. That's it right there. I'm spamming it. I need to get to 1,000 subs, guys. So yeah, of course, I need your help. We need to get to 1,000 subs so I can get monetized over. Don't worry about watch hours. That will happen. Once I post videos, I'll find new subs. But I need to get to 1,000 subs as fast as possible. And of course, your help is necessary. Now, this is the page. This is Bolo TBV. TBV stands for throwback videos. So I'm gonna have a lot of throwback content on there. Stuff that a lot of my new subs missed, but are still relevant in terms of the political reality here in Jamaica. Yes, support our own. Right? So you guys can go ahead and make sure you are subscribed. Bring it up a bit so you can see the handle. That's the handle. Bolo VR VIP 8591. Easy to find. See? Can screenshot that. There you go. And that's it. Alright. Cool. Alright. I did say that I wanted to drop the link for my Andre's video, because I wanted you guys to go and watch the rest of it in full. So let me do that. So this link I'm about to drop is Andre's video with the young lady, the mother that you know, unfortunately, her son died in the hands of our healthcare professionals, whether they are indirectly or directly responsible. Hey, that is yet to be determined. She is seeking legal representation, and please just go and watch the video. Reach out to Andre's number is there. You can reach out to me. My number is here. I'll give you Andre's number. And if you want to, he's the link to helping her, supporting her. You understand him? Say the address for the restaurant coming to you guys soon. The address for this restaurant is behind Azan Supermarket, 10 to 12 Melmac Avenue. So that's 10 to 12 Melmac Avenue, Kingston 5. Alright, my good people. That is the information that I just got. Alright, so look out for this. Look out for this. Scott's Cuisine and Lounge. Alright? The ultimate escape. Dining style and unwind. I like that. I like that. I like that. Sometimes you need that type of energy, yes? Alright, my people. See y'all later. And have yourselves a wonderful day. And be safe out there, alright? Bolo VNR clips, guys. Blessing up. Pick up on yourself. She said she can't watch it. Well, if you watch it already, just, you know, all I'm saying is for that those that didn't watch it, they can go to the end of it and you know, just call Andre. Just reach out to me and I'll give you Andre's number and call him and ask him, you know, reach out to him if you want to support the lady monetarily. She's going through a lot right now. She has to bury her son, and you know, the financial constraints of that, coupled with the emotional burden that she's bearing, is a lot. So if your heart leads you to, yes, like I said, reach out to me and I'll give you Andre's number and he'll take it from there between you and him. He has all the information. He has her banking information, you know, all of that. Okay? Alright? Alright. Have yourselves a blessed day. Respect. The word is love. The word is love.